Alrighty, guys. The Crows versus Collingwood today. Probably a big game of the round. And we start right now. Well, now. There we go. So the game has begun here at Adelaide Oval. Riley O'Brien gets the tap here to start things off. In the clearance, the goalie gets the handball out nicely, gets it out to Chris, but it looks like Collingwood will get the first real clearance of the game. Frampton, former side today, kicks it towards the forward 50 for Collingwood. Through comes Nick Murray and does very nicely. And now the Crows can counter. McElhaney handballs it to Smith. A poor handball from Smith. Misses there. That's under the legs. That'll be a free kick to Collingwood. That was a little bit dangerous there from Brodie Smith. He just dove in there. And Johnson's taking a few seconds to get up here, actually. He's just getting up now. He looks okay. Should be fine. So he goes in short and finds Josh Dacos. And he just kicks it in short of the pocket. Frampton against two. Can't take the mark. Laird get back nicely. Gets it onto the ball nicely as well. Gives it to Rochelle. Been a revelation this year for the Crows. Over the top to Soligo. Out wide to Chase Jones, who hooks it on the left foot. An absolute grubber down the wing. Does well Fogarty to get onto it. And drags it in here. He could be in a bit of trouble. Umpire gives him a reprieve. So it'll be another ball up here. Umpire throws it up again. Riley O'Brien knocks it down. Taylor Adams gets onto it. Taps it out nicely, though. Gets it out to Josh Dacos. Now Noble has time to steady and kick it down to the forward 50 here for Collingwood. Long kick gets out the back. Ash Johnson will be there first. He's got Bobby Hill riding shotgun. Decides to push back. Feigns a handball. Comes in inside. Kruger goes up. Good mark in the end there from Mitchell Hinge. Does very nicely there, Hinge, to get back and take the mark. So he just goes in short to the pocket, finds Murray. Pretty big crowd building at Adelaide Oval. Goes out wide to the wing and finds Taylor Walker. He looks inside immediately. It's a great kick. Finds Rochelle. He's got Keys running past. Probably just went a little bit too early. Rochelle keeps on going. Goes across the ground. It's a poor kick, though. Hosking Elliott cuts it off. Pedler was not ready for that kick. So Macquarie now on the wing. Just on the defensive side of the wing. On the broadcast side. So Macquarie now kicks it down up towards the top of the 50. Riley O'Brien gets back. Mycheck does well to bring it to ground. McElhaney picks it up nicely. Gives the handball to Laird. Laird handballs it out to space. It wasn't very good. Macquarie runs through. Good handball. Gives it to Mycheck. Now Elliott all on his own. Just needs to pick it up. He fumbles though. Twice, three times. Great tackle from McElhaney. And now Dawson can calm it down to Smith. And now Duday kicks it on the right foot. But a turnover again. Collingwood's pressure's been good early. So Degoe has the ball now. About 70 out from goal. Has Maynard riding on the left. Gives it to him. And now he drives it long to the top of the goal square. It's a big pack. Forms. Mycheck goes up. Gets it spoiled. On the ground now. Dacos can't pick it up. Jones does well to worry him out of it. Gets past Bobby Hill to Hinge. Back to Jones. He gets tackled while he kicks it. But just gets it away. And finds Soligo. Goes in short and finds Rochelle, who started well. It's been brilliant this year, Rochelle. Has the ball now at half-back. Goes inside. Great kick. All on his own there, Hinge. And he's got a whole field to kick to. One of them is Pedler. Takes the mark immediately. Plays on. Almost slips over. Kicks it on the left. Goes towards goal. It fades to the left. And goes through for a behind. So the first score of the afternoon goes to Adelaide. He did have Fogarty running back to the goal square too, Pedler. But went for glory and kind of wasted it in the end. So now at the back, it's a poor kick though from Collingwood. Duday cuts it off, picks it up off the ground, out to Scholl. Scholl looking for the handball back to Duday, but Duday wasn't ready to run onto it, and it just rolls out of bounds. Poor play there from Collingwood coming out, but the Crows couldn't capitalise. Only 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. Collingwood probably had the better of it, but at the moment, Crows have the only score on the board. So back in the ruck again. O'Brien wins it down. Dawson comes through. Can't gather it though. Warriors Dacos out of it. But here comes Nick Dacos with the handball. Poor one. Rochelle cuts it off. Now he has a few options. He hooks it back into the middle. Couldn't really get many options there. And then Murphy clears it out at defensive 50 with a long kick. Mycheck probably could have marked that. Butts will be the first one back. Great pressure from Elliott. It gets to ground now. Murphy, in fact, it's Ginnivan trying to get onto it. Side bottom's tackled well by Duday. It'll be a ball up. So, just on the attacking side of the wing, just here for the Crows. Back in the ruck again. O'Brien wins it down. Dawson can't get rid of it. Josh Dacos just soccers it off the ground. It was actually a good idea, but the Crows players will get to it. Duday fumbles, but has time to get it back. McLeany gets tackled by 2 pies. That could be holding the ball. Umpire gives him a reprieve. It'll be a ball up. They're already checking Nick Kruger here. He's there. He came in as their Nathan Kruger came in as their ruckman last week, but also got subbed out early in the Anzac Day clash. He's already getting checked. It looks like maybe a knee or a calf. Back in the ruck, the umpire shepherds both players out of that one. No one gets to it. On the ground now, Dacos just soccers it forward. Nice little toe poke, nothing doing. Looks like Scholl's giving away the free kick. It'll be a free kick to Tom Mitchell. Been quite good, Tom Mitchell, this year for Collingwood. Hasn't had the touches that he usually had at Hawthorn, but he's getting a lot more important touches. He plays on from the kick and goes inside the forward 50. It goes to the top of the goal square. Riley O'Brien goes up, drops for Mark, though. It's an absolute sitter. Goes to pick it up and drops it, but fumbles it to Nick Murray, who kicks it out of defensive 50. 1-on-1, Darcy Moore and Darcy Fogarty, and Fogarty will get the free kick. So Fogarty will take the free kick on the wing. Kicks it in short, good kick. Finds Laird. Just working into his season. Had a bit of a up and down start to the season, but last week had a brilliant game against Hawthorn. Goes in short and finds Lockie Scholl. Scholl, terrible kick, kicks it into the man on the mark. Chris does nicely get onto it. Back to the captain in Moore. He goes down the wing with a poor kick though. Been a bit scrappy early. A little bit, it could be wet conditions later in this game, but a turnover there from to Scholl, and he goes into Keys. Was expected to man up on Nick Dacos today, but hasn't been seen too much on him at the moment. So now Murray has the Butts has the football. Now he'll bomb it long. Goes to about 50 metres out from goal. Great play there from Riley O'Brien. Just knocks Frampton under the football and takes a great mark. Doesn't want to kick it though, O'Brien. He's looking for a handball option. Eventually he does kick it to the top of the goal square. 3-on-3 up here. Maynard goes up, spoils it to ground, does nicely. Side bottom. Walks through about 10 different players. Gives it off to Frampton, who Frampton goes out wide, finds Nick Dacos. So Dacos has the football. At half-back here for Collingwood. Hasn't had that many touches so far in this game. Has a few options. Goes down the wing. Good kick in the end. Finds Noble. So Noble now. Actually a South Australian himself. So now Noble goes down the wing here. Long kick. Up goes Murray from behind. Spoils it down. Saligo gets onto it. Handballs it forward. Finds Rochelle. Has got an option inside, which is Sloan. Over the top to Pedler, who's going to get taken down. Fumbled it. Probably to his advantage, actually. Goes to Sloan, who soccers it off the ground. Keys and Maynard in a one-on-one on here. Soccers it forward again. Fogarty picks it up. Kicks towards goal. Goes along the ground, and he's just missed. And Fogarty had Taylor Walker inside the goal square, and Walker turns around and gives him an absolute spray. So Nick Takehouse will take it from the defensive goal square. He goes in short. Good kick. Finds Darcy Moore. So he goes straight into the middle of the ground. It's a dangerous kick, actually. Does well. Chase Jones in between 2 pies. Flumps it forward. Now Keys picks it up. Poor handball, though. Side bottom comes through. Almost held. Just gets rid of the ball. Maynard, nice handball. Chris just jams it on the boot and kicks it long down the wing. Ginnivan in a one-on-one. Can't get to the football. Scholl keeps it in front of him. Does well to get onto the ball. Turns in nicely to the middle of the ground. Handballs it to Dawson. Dawson with a laser kick to Keys, and he wasn't expecting it. Goes past him. Now Noble picks it up, and Collingwood can go through the middle of the ground. Over the top side bottom. Great little tap on there to Hoskin Elliott. He's got Bobby Hill in front of him. Gives him a handball. Not the best play. Bobby Hill tries to soccer it off the ground. Brilliant play from Jordan Butts to block it. Like a goalkeeper. Now on the ground, McLeany gets tackled. It'll be a ball up just outside the 450 here for Collingwood. That was a great play there from Jordan Butts. Bobby Hill tried to soccer it off the ground because he had a teammate out the back. I think it was Myercheck, but couldn't actually get it through because it was a great block there from Butts. But back in the stoppage now, Dawson breaks through nicely. Kicks it down the wing. Pretty grubby looking kick, but actually got to Walker. Walker picked it up nicely. Doesn't have many options. Had a few handball, but decides to go along with the kick. Will it skip through? No, I got a terrible bounce. And Quain will just run it through for another behind. So the Crows have got 3 straight behinds to start this game. The Crows had Taylor Walker had a couple of options to give off a handball, but decided to go for glory and may have gone to his own detriment there. He had Pedler. I think he had Laird as well in the middle. No, it was Keys. but Dacos will take it from the defensive goal square and rack up an extra disposal. Terrible kick though. Dawson does nicely. Pedler gives up the handball to Walker. If you get on his right boot, he'll snap a goal here. Walker for about 35 metres out, snaps towards goal. And there's your first goal of the game. Taylor Walker kicks the first goal for the Crows. And they lead 9-0. Now it's a bit on here in the middle of the ground. We've got Dawson wrestling up with Maynard and Crisp. Don't think anyone's going to take a back foot step here. And it looks like they'll just split it up now, so probably a couple of fines during the week. The Crows have had 4 scoring shots at the moment for 9. So Collingwood are coming off a 5-day break, so a lot of people have said they could look a bit tired, especially early in this game. That's what Essendon looked like today. So we'll have to see how Collingwood respond early in this match. But the Crows have started off nicely. So back in the middle of the round, O'Brien knocks it down. Keys tries to gather it, can't do so. Dacos just sockers it off the ground forward, not too really much of an advantage. Eventually Adams gets to it, sockers it off the ground, kicks Wayne Miller, kicking in danger. So the Crows will take the advantage. And now Laird has the football at half-back. Doesn't have too many options, Rory Laird, so decides to just kick it long. Down the wing, got a couple of options. Up goes Murphy, takes a great mark. So Murphy of the Crows variety takes the mark. So now goes inside the forward 50 here to a big pack of players. Up goes Thilthorpe, can't bring it down. Now Mitchell on the ground, handballs it back to Moore. Now Kruger over to side bottom who fumbles a little bit. Kruger's got time to get it. Oh, shrugs Hinge off the tackle. Just threw him to ground. The kick's it long. Not a very good kick though, and turns it over to Roy Sloane. Sloane immediately looks inside the forward 50. It was a great mark in the end. He sets it up. Got a couple of options long. Collingwood easily get rid of it. But on the ground, Scholl grabs it. He's had his hands free. Could be pinned here. And he did. That's holding the ball. Free kick to Nick Dacos in the back pocket. The Dacos goes in short and he finds side bottom. Had a few touches early side bottom. Probably was second best on ground behind Nick Dacos last week. Long with the kick. Up goes Mychek. Does what Duday from behind to spoil it down. Sloane back to Laird. Butts. Now Hinge. And now worked all the way back to Wayne Miller. Worked all the way back to half back here, the Crows. And McLeany kicks it long. Down towards half forward. A couple of options. Roy Sloane gets blocked. Gets a nice little block there from Saligo. So Sloane takes the mark, kicks it inside the forward 50, back goes Kruger, comes across, does nicely spoiled, but Rankin grabs it on the ground, feints past one, kicks towards goal with a nice little check side kick! Isaac Rankin kicks a beauty! Great finish from Isaac Rankin, and the Crows have the first 2 of this big game for both clubs. So I say Rankin, first touch of the game, first goal. Great start for the Crows. So back in the ruck now. O'Brien wins it down. Nice little taps. Laird tries to grab onto it. DeGoey got him in the back. That'll be a free kick to the Crows. So Laird started off very nicely in this one. Had a breakout year last year playing in the midfield. Started his career at half back for the Crows. Now goes out to Duday, and Duday drives it long. Poor kick, though. Murphy misread that. Don't know what he did. He tried to go up to mark that in the chest and half in the hands. And we dropped it out of bounds just outside the forward 50 of the Crows. Craig McRae not looking too impressed early, to be honest. Have yet to score Collingwood. But they'll still have confidence to catch back with any sort of deficit in this game. They caught back last week against Essendon. Knocks it down Riley O'Brien to Chase Jones. He kicks it towards the top of the 50. Phil Thorpe knocks it down like a ruckman. Now Quaynor gets held almost without it. Rankin worries him out of it. Laird bowls through. Now Keys handles it out to Rankin. In the pocket, anything could happen. He drops it, fumbles it, snaps towards goal. And I think the umpire's called it back. And 50 metres. So Keys has been actually thrown the ball, and then Rankin's gone and kicked it. So it's actually 50 metres to Collingwood here. Oh, I think that's... I've seen them being paid as a fine handball, but anyway. Murphy will get it in the back half here for Collingwood. Goes in short to Noble. Now Josh Dacos takes a great mark and immediately goes. Chase Jones overcommitted. So Dacos goes long. Ginnivan goes up, can't bring it down. Now Murray and Johnson does well. Now Ginnivan from 50 tries to dribble it towards goal. Miller gets back and thumps it through for a behind for the first score for Collingwood today. A little bit of a poor kick there from Ginnivan. Tried to go along the ground when Wayne Miller was about 15 metres out from goal. Easily thumped that through for a behind. So now Crows with McLeany. Be pretty good this year. First 6 games of the season. Sorry, he's played every single game this season so far. He's done brilliantly. So Jones goes in short, finds Fogarty. He's got Jones here, but he decides to go longer than that. Long to Murphy, but Quaynor cuts it off nicely. So the Crows have started off brilliantly here against Collingwood. He goes back to Moore. Now Moore works it across the ground. Looks like they're going to switch it to Collingwood. Maynard has the ball now in defensive 50. He's got Hoskin Elliott on the lead, and he goes to him, but misses the kick. He does have time to get onto it. In fact, it's Markov. Gives it over the top to Sidebottom. Sidebottom along the ground. Nice handball to McQuarrie. He cuts back inside the speedster. Now he kicks it inside the forward 50 here for Collingwood. It's 2-on-3 in Collingwood's favour. Up goes Mycheck. Can't bring it down. Thump towards the boundary. Now Ginnivan gets there and just lets it roll out. So first actually forward 50 stoppage, I think, for Collingwood today. And a chance to show off the small forwards trying to get on the move. Just the start of this game. Early leading disposal getters on the ground. 8 to Laird and Dacos for 7. The leaders for both sides. So back in the ruck now. O'Brien just taps it down, really to no one in particular. On the ground, Crisp gives a little handball out to Goey. Out to Mitchell, now to Goey. Now Sidebottom, hooks it back in towards the top of the square. Not the best kick. Now Miller. And the Crows can break now. Murray to Jones. Not a terrible handball to Sloan, but he does very well to get it out to Laird. And Laird thumps it out defensive 50. Noble goes back with the fly. Can't bring it down. Fogarty. Got 2 people tackling him. He dropped that. Umpire doesn't call it, so Quaynor recovers it nicely. Now Dacos, he's got a little bit of time. Noble. And now Noble goes in short, but a terrible kick. Goes straight over the top of the head of McQuarrie. And Duday is happy to see it go out. So Collingwood's disposal efficiency in this game so far, or kicking efficiency rather, is 49%. Their kicking efficiency has been pretty poor so far in this game. And it looks like Jamie Elliott and Riley O'Brien had a head knock together, so they'll probably be checked. Elliott went straight to ground, so he managed to get a head check here, Jamie Elliott. He may actually be coming off the ground, it looks like. Yeah, he is. He's coming off with a blood rule. So considering it's a head clash, they may actually be checking him with the HIA. Can I show the game? No, I can't show the game or my channel will get taken down. Sorry, man. So Brian brings it down, handballs it down only to Degoe. He gets tackled there well by Saligo. It'll be a stoppage just outside 50 for Collingwood. So in the ruck now again, O'Brien knocks it down. Mitchell gets the clearance. Not too far away though. Dawson's completely thrown that. Umpire doesn't call for it though. Dacos back to Noble. And Noble kicks it inside the forward 50. Couple of options go back. O'Brien can't bring it down. On the ground, Adams has a few options. Hooks it back inside with a terrible kick. Taken high there, Mitchell. Umpire doesn't call it though. He was blindsided. Saligo, terrible handball. Now Ginnivan trying to look for the high one. Great tackle in the end there from Riley O'Brien. Now on the ground, McQuarrie and Duday. And Duday gets tackled. Drags it in almost. Is he going to be in trouble here? No, umpire calls for a ball up. About 6.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Jamie Elliott's going down with the blood rule, but did get a head knock, so he may go down for a HIA. He may have to take 20 minutes out of this game. So now O'Brien handballs it down to Saligo. He gets tackled immediately. It'll be another stoppage. Just inside the forward 50 here for Collingwood. Adelaide being the better of the two teams so far in this first quarter. So back in the ruck again, O'Brien knocks it down to Goey. Gets almost hit in the eye there. Now back onto it. Ginnivan almost dove onto that. Another stoppage. So, multiple stoppages inside the full 50 here for Collingwood, but they can't really move it out of here. O'Brien knocks it down. Now Crisp has a chance. Hooks it towards the top of the goal square. Johnson and Murray in a one-on-one. Murray gets a huge fist onto it. McLeany should be onto it first, and it rolls out of bounds. Another stoppage inside the forward 50 here for Collingwood. Just over 6 minutes to go. So knocks it down here, O'Brien. Tocks it toward the boundary. Now Josh Dacos from the pocket. Can he kick it? It looks pretty good. Oh, it's just missed. Josh Dacos from the pocket almost kicked a beauty. That would have been absolutely insane. That could have challenged Will Ashcroft's goal from the pocket there. That would have been a bit unfair to have two of them in the run round though. Brodie Smith from the back pocket. Kicks it long to a one-on-one. Butts does well against side bottom in the mismatch. Great mark from Butts in the back, on the back flank. Goes in short to Millerer. Now Millerer into Laird. Got a couple of options to switch the play of the Crows, and it looks like they're going to. Back to Murray, and the Crows will switch the play. Goes out wide and finds McLeany. He kicks it short. Nice kick. Great work there from Saligo to work across. And now they're going to go through the middle of the ground in the Crows. Good kick. Finds Laird again. He's been everywhere in this first quarter. Hooks it back to the broadcast side, and Butts has the football. He goes out wide. Good kick, finds Murphy. Now he goes into Scholl, and Scholl, the nice little kick, finds Rochelle. Had a brilliant start in the first 5 minutes of this game. Been a bit quiet since, but this is a chance to kick his first goal and keep the Crows out by 19 early in this match. Already had 10 touches in this game, Rory Laird. He's been brilliant so far. So Rochelle, about 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. It's been brilliant this year. We'll have to kick this about 50 metres here. They put Frampton on the mark, because you don't know, you have to kick it high over the top of him. Kicks towards goal, he's hooked it to more, he's left it out to the right, and it'll be a behind. So the Crows just want to be a little bit careful here. They want to start kicking some goals. They don't want to leave Collingwood with any sort of chance in this game to come back. Collingwood are definitely an understatement to say they can come back very well in games. Collingwood have fixed up the kicking, though. The kicking efficiency at the moment is 41%. And Dacos comes in from defensive goal square and does a terrible kick. Kicks it straight to Saligo. Saligo about 55 metres out from goal. Switches the play again. Dawson, about 60 out from goal. True centre-half forward position. Dawson, if he gets onto it, if he was on the run, you give him a bit of a chance. But he has an option inside. It's a good kick. Shelley just goes over the top. And actually, Pedler has taken a brilliant mark inside the forward 50. So Luke Pedler, been very good this year for the Crows. So couple of poor kicks early from Nick Dacos. He's turned it over twice in the defensive kick in, and Pedler comes in to kick a goal for the Crows, and he's missed. Poor kick from Pedler. He wasn't straight in front, but he should have kicked it. Didn't have much angle to speak of, and the Crows have another behind. This is what happened in round one against the Giants. They led most of the first three and a half quarters, and because of their kicking though, they lost the game late. Now it's actually a sub has been made. Kruger is out of the game now, and Will Kelly's came on. So now back with the play to Goey. Breaks the tackle nicely, gives it off to Mitchell, and now Collingwood go through the middle of the ground. If they could just get one more handball to get free. It doesn't happen though. Mitchell scooped that. It's a throw. Definitely a throw. Free kick to go to the Crows. So Lockie Scholl will take the free kick. Just over 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. The Crows again want to switch the play, trying to get the Collingwood defence on the move. Long kick inside the forward 50 for the Crows, but great work from Darcy Moore. Works back, takes the mark. So currently the Gold Coast lead by 16 points in the other game. Darcy Moore kicks it long. Long kick up goes Phil Thorpe. Takes a great mark for the Crows. He wants to switch it back inside. Saligo's open. He does take a good kick in the end. And Murphy's open on the broadcast side here for the Crows. Takes the mark. Looks inside the forward 50. A kick pretty high. Not the best option. Maynard almost pushed his opponent out of that. Noble just hooks it outside the defensive 50. But it looks like it's going to come straight back in. Butts actually should have taken that. Actually grabs at his head here. I don't know if he got hit in the head. Oh, out comes Ronnie Dawson to spoil that out of bounds. That could have been very disastrous, but both players took care of each other. Dawson thumps it out of bounds. So for Collingwood, for the Crows' dominance in this first quarter, they only lead by 15 points. Collingwood would be feeling very lucky with themselves. But now, true centre wing on the broadcast side. Umpire whacks it back in now. So back in the ruck, Phil Thorpe comes through. Didn't get a foot to it. Don't know what he was thinking. Now Dacos gets out the handball to Maynard. Maynard over the top. Great work from Rankin. Cut it off. Now Saligo gets the handball off to Pedler. And the Crows can get it forward. Terrible handball. Eventually does get to Smith. And now Miller wants to bring it out to the forward flank. Great kick in the end. Great work from Phil Thorpe. Tapped it down. He actually got the free kick there. Quickly goes inside the forward 50. It's a great kick. And finds Josh Rochelle on the lead. And Josh Rochelle just spat out a huge booger. That would have been fucking... That was so gross. That was fucking dreadful. But anyway, so, Rochelle with about just over a minute and a half as he kicks this one to go in this first quarter. He missed one from basically the same position on the ground just a few minutes ago. So he knows exactly where he needs to put this one, you would think. But Rochelle comes in here. Probably about a 30-degree angle, 45 metres out. Kicks towards goal. He's hooked it a little bit to the left, and it goes through for another behind. So the Crows wasting a lot of opportunities in this first quarter. Leading by the 16 points. So still giving Nick Dacos the kick-in duty at the moment. This will be he'd want to make a better kick here. I think he'll just go long down towards the boundary. And that's kind of where he goes. He goes to about goes down towards the wing. It's probably a better kick. Comes through Josh Dacos nicely. Can't bring it with him. Now Brody Smith breaks past three players. Gives off the handball to Dawson. Dawson just punts it inside the forward 50. Murphy reads it well. Handballs it out to Noble. Noble's got time. Has his left boot to work with and kicks it down the wing. Long kick, but Riley O'Brien cuts it off for the Crows. Just under a minute to go in this first quarter. The Crows are locking it inside their forward 50. Gives it back to Murray, who drives it again back inside the forward 50 with an absolute mongrel punt, but Pedler reads it. And takes the mark inside the forward 50 for the Crows. And they have to kick this one. They've absolutely dominated Collingwood in this first quarter, the Crows. They only lead by 16. Pedler missed one earlier in this game. He's actually missed two, so this needs to be a goal here for the Crows. Not a hard angle. About 45 metres out again. Luke Pedler comes in. Comes a little bit out to the left. Kicks towards goal. Comes off very nicely, and the Crows get their third of the first quarter. A much-needed goal, really, in the end. They needed to put a little bit more pressure on the scoreboard, and they've done just that. Great work there from Adelaide. It wasn't the best kick going inside, but Pedler was in front and read it nicely. So only about 14 seconds to go in this first quarter. At the moment, in the other game, the Gold Coast are up by 15 points. So now back in the middle. Can we get another goal just before the quarter time, sorry. In the ruck, O'Brien knocks it down. Coming through to go, he can't pick it up. Plays for the free, didn't get it. Mitchell just handles it forward. Saligo can't gather it. Mitchell dives on it here. Rochelle dives in as well. Almost gets the ball out. Dragged it in again, and I think the siren will just about go right now. There it is. So quarter time, the Crows have a 22-point lead. Probably should be bigger, but they definitely say they've had a brilliant start to this game. Alright, just bring up the statistics, guys. Keep on moving on. Alright, just bring up the statistic. So there we are, guys. At quarter time. Oh, that's the wrong game. Fucking idiot. 2 wrong games. Fucking hell, Dylan. You're a fucking genius, aren't you? Hang on. Let me just bring it up again. Idiot. I didn't go all the way down, did I? No. That's the right one. Sorry, I did a game earlier in the weekend. There we go, that's better. Alright, so quarter time, guys. The top disposal getters on the ground. We have Rory Laird with 11, Dacos with 9, Noble with 8, along with Mitchell and Josh Dacos. And then the fantasy watchers out there, we have Rory Laird with the 45, Nick Dacos with the 38, Rochelle and Noble with 33, and Riley O'Brien leading out the top 5 with 32. Definitely a good start from the Crows. Just bring back to the other game quickly. So currently into the third quarter of the other game. Richmond have kicked 4-goal 11. Fucking dreadful. And the Gold Coast are up by 22 points, even though they've had 3 less scoring shots. That's fucking dreadful from Richmond. Come on, Weller, go. Go. Fiorini back to Weller. Go, Weller. Go, Weller. Give the handball. Good boy. Go, Sexton. Come on, Gold Coast. Get it in. High. Oh, that was out of bounds. So this is the Gold Coast set it at 28 points before 3/4 time. I've just a bit of a drink anyway, but... So this will be a big goal for the Gold Coast. Holman comes in the forward pocket. Kicks it truly too. Ooh, Richmond. Could this be the start of the end? Go back to second script drink. Oh god, I needed that. Fucking hell. Alright, I'll bring it back to the other game now. So, I think there could be another player out here. Yeah, I think Jamie Elliott could be out of this game too. Is that right? Hang on, I didn't listen to that. Was that Rory Laird? Not Rory Laird, fucking... Oh, yes. Sorry. Jamie Elliott's fine. Sorry. That's why I wanted to check. So, second quarter is about to get underway right now. Whoop, hasn't started yet. Alright. So now we're starting. Alright, so in the middle now, Chase Jones thumps it inside the forward 50. If the Crows up goes Stilthorpe! And takes a brilliant mark over the top of Quaynor. Oh, that was a brilliant mark from Stilthorpe. Brilliant. Brilliant mark from Riley Thilthorpe. So Thilthorpe to keep the Crows fourth and send him out to a 28-point lead early in the second quarter. He comes in, leaves it out to the left, and he's missed. Poor kick from Thilthorpe, the Crows. Just leaving the Pies with any sort of chance early. Obviously, it's very early in this game, but they misses some easy opportunities in this game so far, the Crows. Goes in short to Markov, and Markov kicks it down the wing. Not a very good one, though, and Mitch Hinge takes the mark. Hinge looks to switch the play. Good kick, finds Dawson in the middle of the ground. Dawson, Michael Annie gave him an option, decides to hold it. So now Dawson plays on. Puts himself in a little bit of trouble here, but gets a nice little shepherd. Dawson does almost turn it over, though. Kicks it over the top. Now Hinge does nicely. Duday ducks the head. McQuarrie does nicely. Adams gives out the handball. And actually got a high fend off there. So it'll be a free kick to the Crows. Duday with the free kick. So Hinge is a little bit worse for wear right now. Doesn't have many options. Decides to kick it right on the 50 here to Scholl. And Scholl's got an option. He played on. No, he didn't. Play on. No, he didn't. But Scholl goes inside. Great kick to Walker. Walker dropped that one. Should have marked it. Rochelle on the ground. Snaps towards goal. He's missed two. And he misses again. So the Crows lead by 24 points, but should be up by way more at the moment. Comes out of defensive 50, but again, the Crows bring it back in with a great kick from Duday and finds Rankin. Rankin has an option inside. He kicks it to it. Great kick. And finds Saligo about 35 metres out, straight in front. So Saligo, straight in front of goal now to kick the Crows fourth and send him out to a 30-point lead. They do deserve this, the Crows. He comes in, Saligo, and he's absolutely shanked it off the boot. Another behind. This is what happened. This is basically a carbon copy about what happened in round one for the Crows. They dominated the game in the first half against GWS, but they couldn't convert. And now Darcy Moore has the football. The rain's starting to set in now at Adelaide Oval. Up goes Frampton. Does nicely to bring it to ground. Now Mitchell out to Tagoe. And now side bottom. Has the football on the wing. Just thumps it forward. That's deliberate. That has to be deliberate. And it will be. So it'll be a free kick to the Crows here at half back here for Michael Annie. So Michael Annie kicks it forward now for the Crows. Up goes Stilthorpe. He's had a good marking form in the last few minutes. Good kick. Finds Saligo in the middle of the ground. He has a few options inside the forward 50. Goes in short to a 3-on-1 in Collingwood's favour, and he turns it over. So great cut off there from Murphy. Goes across the ground. Good kick. Finds Hoskin Elliott. So right on the outer wing. Hoskin Elliott with the football. Been a bit quiet so far this year, Hoskin Elliott. Goes long. Long kick towards the forward 50. Up goes Myercheck. Played for the free almost. And now he gets the ball back from Mitchell, and Myercheck goes inside the forward 50. Bobby Hill's all on his own. He could play on. He has another person in front of him, and it's Bobby Hill who drops an absolute sitter. In fact, it's Jamie Elliott who dropped the mark. And now the Crows can go on the turnover. The Crows have a lot of options now causing this turnover. Rankin's one of them. Good kick. Finds him. In fact, it's Murphy. No, it is Rankin, I'm right. Kicks it long inside the 450, 1-on-1 with Taylor Walker. It gets out the back. Murphy and Walker 1-on-1. It rolls. It'll go through out of bounds. That's why they're Murphy, to cause Walker not to get to the ball. So now in the ruck again. 1-on-1, Walker brings it down. Dawson almost gets the gather, but still tries to get onto it, can't do so. Now Chris just sockers it off the ground. Land does nicely to stop it, gives it to Saligo. Being big in this game so far, gets tackled well though from Tagoe. And he's pinned. Oh, that was tough. Probably there, but it was tough. So now to go, he goes immediately down the middle of the ground. It's a weird kick. Does well there, Michaelani. Does brilliantly against the experienced Elliott. Brings it to ground, gives off the handle to Laird. Now Chase Jones breaks past his opponent, kicks it long inside the forward 50. Rankin in a one-on-one. Murphy does brilliantly. They missed him last week, but a great spoil out of bounds there. Three-quarter time in the other game, by the way, the Gold Coast lead by 28 points over Richmond. That was brilliantly there, Chase Jones. So now back in the ruck. Inside the forward 50 for the Crows. Lead by 25 points, even though they've had 10 more scoring shots in this game so far. Kelly goes back with the handball to the side bottom. It was a terrible handball, and it'll be a throw-in. So now in the ruck, another forward stoppage here for the Crows. Haven't really taken too much advantage of this in the first quarter in a bit. But now in the ruck, Rankin breaks past one, snaps towards goal! And he's missed. A little bit of razzle-dazzle from Rankin, but he missed a goal you would expect him to kick. So it's 3 goals, 10 to the Crows right now. They're wasting a lot of opportunities. Gets thumped out of bounds. Forward half of the field for the Crows. But it'll be another stoppage. Been a lot of stoppages in this game so far, and the rain is starting to come down a little bit in this game. So back in the ruck now, Frampton and O'Brien. Frampton's done brilliantly, but O'Brien wins that one down to Laird. Now Scholl gives a little bit of a feint handball to Dawson. Eventually does give it to him. Dawson goes back to Laird, and now Hinge kicks it down towards the forward 50, but he's kicked it on the full. So now side bottom will get the football. So side bottom was brilliant last week. Been a little bit quiet so far in this one. Doesn't have many options, but kicks it into the middle of the ground to a contest. It's a very dangerous kick. Mycheck brings it to the ground pretty well. Dacos comes through, can't get it. DeGoey breaks past the tackle nicely, but not the second one. That should be holding the ball. It is. Dawson gets the free kick. That wasn't a handball. I'm surprised the umpire called it, though. He looked like he was blindsided, but Dawson now drives it inside the 450 to a free. Walker hits the ground, has heaps of time, too much time almost, hooks it back in towards the top of the goal square. Philthorpe drops the sitter, tries to break the tackle of Darcy Moore, and the umpire will ball him up. Had way too much time, Walker. I don't know what he was thinking. He could have even snapped for a goal, but he decided to centre it, and it wasn't the best kick, even though Philthorpe probably should have marked it. But the Crows are dominating. In the ruck, Philthorpe knocks it down only to Crisp. Side bottom back to Crisp, and he kicks it outside defensive 50 with a long punt down to Butts, who gets tackled immediately over the boundary line. Collingwood have hardly had it inside their forward half in this game so far. So Laird taking a well-earned rest at the moment, probably being best for the Crows so far. Back in the ruck, O'Brien knocks it down, tries to gather his own tap. Dick Dacos does get the clearing kick, but Butts takes a brilliant mark. Oh, he almost broke his own ankle as he was running back there, but kept his feet. So goes short, now Millerer kicks it long towards forward 50. Up goes Philthorpe, almost gets pushed out of it by Darcy Moore, but umpire calls play on, but Crisp goes back to the side bottom. Now Quainer goes in short. Oh, actually, nice kick, finds Crisp. And the Collingwood could finally go forward in this game, maybe get their first goal of the game. He goes in short, finds side bottom. They are missing Pendlebury today, Collingwood. So now side bottom has the football. Still doesn't have too many options. Again, Crisp. Got him and Crisp have combined for about 4 different disposals in the last 30 seconds. Now Markov has the ball on the broadcast wing. Goes in short again. Now Kelly came on as the sub just earlier, probably around quarter time. Came on for Kruger, who got a knee knock in that earlier. So now Kelly drives it inside the forward pocket. Couple of options here. Oh, comes the cross. Riley O'Brien with a great mark. So finally Collingwood get it inside the forward 50, but immediately it's a turnover. So Brian has the football. Kicks it down towards the broadcast wing. Up goes Dawson, almost uncontested. Just dropped the mark going from behind. Now McQuarrie has the football. Gives off the handball to Nick Dacos. Needs it. Nick Dacos, brilliant. It's absolutely mongrel punted it towards the goal square. And Hoskin Elliott did nicely to knock it out of Murray's hands. It'll be a forward stoppage inside the pocket here for Collingwood. Nick Dacos has kicked there. He's had a few touches, but hasn't had much influence on this game so far. So in the forward pocket here for Collingwood. So Frampton knocks it down. He looked maybe held here, Billy Frampton, and yes, he was. So Riley O'Brien's given away the free kick. It was a poor throw-in, to be honest. That's what happened. Frampton was just in front at the time. Riley O'Brien's given away the free kick for a little bit of a hold in the ruck. It may have... I have to see the replay, but from the crowd's reaction, it wasn't much in it. Oh, that's a bit weak. I think he grabbed the jumper a little bit, but nonetheless, Billy Frampton will be having the first shot. Should kick the first goal here for Collingwood. He's not too far out, about a 45-degree angle. Kicks towards goal, and kicks his first goal of Collingwood. And not only that, but he's kicked a goal against his old side, and he loved it. So Collingwood get there first, finally. And maybe a little bit of energy will be pumped into the side now. Great finish from Billy Frampton. Back to 20 points. And even though Collingwood shouldn't be this close, they are. So in the ruck again, as it happened, he put the arms around Billy Frampton a little bit. Put him around their hips. Was not much in it, but it was a free kick. Oh, jeez, that was pretty piss poor, I gotta say. So I don't know about that decision, but the Collingwood finally have their first goal of the game. And despite the Crows having 10 more scoring shots at the moment, Collingwood are only down by 20 points. Riley O'Brien wins it out of the ruck, but immediately down to Mitchell, who kicks it towards the forward 50, bounces over the top of the defender, and somehow gets a lucky bounce here, Ginnivan, drives it towards the forward goal square. They could get two in a minute here, Collingwood. Mycheck can't take the mark. Rolls towards the defensive goal square here for Wayne Miller, and knocks it through for a behind. So Collingwood having a little bit of momentum here. So now out of defence here, the Crows. Pedler goes up, does nicely to bring it to ground. Now on the ground, Maynard wanted it more than anyone, but he knocks it out to Sloan. Now Pedler out to Jones. Jones gets tackled, leg though by Maynard. Umpire doesn't call it. No, he does in the end. It is a free kick to Jones. Maynard almost got him, but just the tackle slid and actually caught him on the leg. Jones goes in short, and Pedler takes a mark in the slits cordon. Gives it back to Duday. And now Duday drives it towards the forward 50 here for the Crows. Gets about 45 metres out. Up goes Darcy Moore, brings it to ground though. Now Saligo, a little snap over the top, gets smothered. And now Crisp through that. That should be holding the ball. And the umpire has paid it. Free kick to Saligo. Saligo's had a brilliant start to this one here. He gives off the handball now. Hinge. Had to break past. No, got smothered there from Ginnivan. And tries to thump it forward, but completely gives an air swing. Hinge works back. Murray gets tackled nicely there from Ginnivan. Was a little bit of a high fend off. Umpire doesn't see it. Now thump forward there from, I think, Pedler. And now Josh Dacos works it out wide to Noble. Noble, a little bit shaky on his kicking, but that's actually a pretty nice one. Finds Elliott. Has Mycheck, and a little bit longer he has Hoskin Elliott. Hoskin Elliott comes in for a nice lead, and he'll get it sliding in. In fact, it's Taylor Adams, who came in this week. Taylor Adams, I don't think if he needed to slide through the knees there. It looked very fancy, but I don't think he needed to. Goes in short, finds Mitchell. Played on, though. Not the fastest player, Tom Mitchell, but eventually gets the kick off his right boot. A little bit unpreferred foot, but eventually gets tackled there. Roy Sloan right out of bounds. So it'll be a stoppage just outside the forward 50 here for Collingwood. So a pretty hard one to get goals. Only 4 goals scored in this game so far. 13 behinds, and 10 of them have been from the Crows. Umpire throws it in now. Another terrible throw-in, to be honest. O'Brien just thumps it forward. Josh Dacos gets the ball. Handballs are back into play to Goey. Just happy to walk it out. So back in the ruck. Umpire throws it in. O'Brien just taps it down. Sloan getting the high one, it looks like. And he did get it. So Nick Dacos is coming off with an injury here. Looks like he's grabbing towards his Achilles or ankle or calf almost. This could actually be big news. Taylor Walker now back on the game. Gives the handball out to Scholl, who kicks it into the forward pocket with a nice looking kick. Up goes Pedler. Takes the mark there, Murphy, and also got hit across the ears. Pedler does look a little bit like the old school footballer. Oh, gets it smothered though. Murphy. Pedler gets smothered, does nicely. Don't know why it was playing on though. Murphy was just walking back on the mark. So the umpire throws it in now. Frampton and Walker. Walker thumps it forward. Fogarty grabs the football. Can't get rid of a handball. Could be in trouble here, Fogarty. And it'll be a ball up. No, nothing doing. So I think he got a bit of a stinger here, Dacos, so he looks okay. I think he got a bit of a stinger. It'd be very cold out there. So I think maybe he just got a little bit of a stinger. Now gives that the handball Dawson. Laird thumps it up very high, about 20 metres in the air. Kelly missed it, but Moore has the football. Handballs it to really no one in particular. That could be deliberate. I think it should be. Definitely deliberate. That's a shocking handball by Darcy Moore. Got to do better than that. And Lockie Murphy will have the free kick here in the forward pocket here for the Crows. Poor handball from Darcy Moore. It wasn't much pressure on him. He just handballed it towards the boundary. And Lockie Murphy, on the left boot, hits the belly of the ball. So he kicked it further away from goal. Up goes Dawson, can't bring it down. O'Brien gets the ball smothered. Laird gives off the handball to Pedler, who drops it. Mitchell just soccers it away from defensive 50. Now McQuarrie should just soccer it and run. That's exactly what he does. So now Murphy working back onto it. McQuarrie and Johnson both very quick. Great pressure from Collingwood. Now McQuarrie again just soccers it forward. Bobby Hill, if he grabs onto it, he's clean. Yes, he is. He runs towards goal. Bobby Hill, a little inspirational finish. He dribbles it and misses. He couldn't get the dribble on it because of the wet weather. And it was a poor finish there from Bobby Hill. He could have kept on going almost and run not to the goal square, but close enough. And he's had a poor finish. You got to give credit to Bo McQuarrie. He kept on running and surging it forward, but Bobby Hill didn't help him with that. De Goey goes inside the forward 50. Now Myercheck snaps around on the left. Needs some Myercheck quality. And Collingwood are only within 2 goals now. Great finish there from Myercheck. And Collingwood are right back in this one. Will the Crows' poor goal kicking cost them late in this game? At the moment, maybe. In the other game, 21 minutes to go. 21 points the difference to the Gold Coast Suns. There's about 15 minutes to go. So Nick Dacos, he's still on the bench at the moment, but he's just talking to the people behind him. I think he's okay, but until I know, I'm not going to give a definitive answer. But now back in the ruck. Frampton knocks it down. Comes through their Laird. In fact, they can't get it now. Dawson handballs it, turns it over. Mitchell drives it inside the forward 50 for Collingwood. It's a one-on-one. Murray and Johnson. Murray brings it to ground. Now Bobby Hill handballs it over the top of his shoulder. Nothing doing. Adams over the top to Mitchell. A little bit of a mongrel punt. Now good work from Ginnivan to knock it forward. But now Duday gets the football. Kicks it down towards the wing. And now great. Oh, just dropped it there, Murphy. Oh, shit. Murphy's just slid into the fence here. I think he's hit his knee on the fence here, Lockie Murphy. He has, and he also hit his head as well, because he got up and almost hit his head on the corner of the fence. No, he didn't hit his head, which is lucky, but he definitely hit his knee on the fence there, Lockie Murphy. He has got up. He's a little bit hobbling, but he's okay. Side bottom comes through the stoppage. Kicks it forward here for Collingwood. One-on-one. Myercheck goes up. Does nicely to compete. He can sock it off the ground. Well done from Hinge. Now on the ground, McQuarrie gets tackled nicely. Still has the football here, Duday, and it'll be a ball up in the forward pocket here for Collingwood. Not very much. Collingwood have finally lifted in this game. They didn't show much in the first quarter, but they stayed close because of the Crows' poor kicking, and now they have a chance to get right back in it with another goal here if they can. But Frampton knocks it down. Saligo gets the ball, handballs it to Sloan. Sloan kicks it towards the boundary. He could be in trouble. I think it was touched. He got very lucky there, Sloan, to be honest, because I think if it wasn't touched off the boot, it could have been deliberate. I don't think that ball was gone anywhere else other than the boundary line. But now back in the ruck. The ruckman have got to be careful here. The ball up, the throw-in so far have been very short. And this one is exactly the same. Didn't make the ruckman again. Phil Thorpe handles it over the top to Laird, but he fumbles it. Sidebottom tries to drive it forward. Who gets it touched? Now Mitchell has the football. Great smother from Saligo. Frampton just thumps it forward like a ruckman, but it's straight to Dawson. And now the Crows can settle it. Brody Smith comes out of defensive 50. It's a long kick. Up comes Walker. Drops the mark. Quaynor runs past it. Fogarty and Quaynor. Fogarty tries to get his hands free. Drags it in here. Could be in trouble. Now Moore gives that the handball. Just thumps it forward really to no one in particular. Phil Thorpe. Now Dawson. Little bit of dancing feet. Great kick inside. Finds Rochelle. Been a bit quiet in this second term. Switches the play across the ground. Great kick to Hinge. Hinge has a couple of options inside the forward 50. It's a one-on-one here for Keys. Good spoil from behind there from Noble. And it rolls. It stays in here. And Noble knocks it over. Just under 6 minutes to go in the second term. Collingwood down by 12. But they've definitely lifted in this second quarter. Ginnivan is coming off at the moment, hobbling. I think someone just trod on his knee. Oh, maybe grabbing at the hip there, actually. Ginnivan late. With a tap down, Frampton. To go, he breaks through. Gets the kick away, but it goes out of bounds on the full. Poor kick. To go, he just hasn't been able to get much. He's had a few touches in this game, but he hasn't been really influential with them. So Murray goes back, finds Brody Smith, who can set up the long bomb inside the forward 50, which he does. Long kick goes inside now to a massive pack of players. Up goes Fogarty, can't bring it down. Pedler tries to get the ball, can't do much with it. Out wide more to Dacos. Dacos drives it long to a 2-on-1. Brody Smith can't bring it down. Gets the handball, though. Now Miller. Laird runs through, taps it forward. Could be a little bit in trouble here. Collingwood don't appeal, so it'll be another throw-in. 5.5 minutes to go in the second term. Ginnivan looks okay. I think he just got a little bit of a stinger, if I could be honest. Gold Coast leading by 15 points with 15 minutes to go. Richmond are catching back in that one. Nick Dacos is back on the field. So I think he's okay. Sloan can't gather it. Dawson somehow gets the handball out of the stoppage. Keys can't gather it cleanly. Phil Thorpe handballs it straight to Degoe. Over the top, Mitchell. Really weird handball. Sloan great tackle on Dacos, but he gets off the handball and Frampton frumps it forward. 2-on-1 here. Elliott keeps his feet. Duday running back here with Elliott. Elliott almost gets tackled without it. Duday does nicely. Now over the top there, Jones and Smith does very well to knock it to Murray. And Murray finds a teammate in Lockie Murphy. Great work there from the Crows. Elliott did very well against two players, but the Crows just worked it out nicely. So Murphy goes in short, finds Murray. Now Murray works it across the ground. Poor kick though. Butts has to work and it goes too far away and rolls out of bounds. So a poor kick there from Murray and it'll be a stoppage just outside the forward 50 here for Collingwood. So back in the ruck now. Frampton knocks it down towards the left-hand side of the stoppage. Now Dacos, so the Josh variety, handles it back to Noble. Noble just ran that out almost. And it'll be a throw in. So in this game so far, there's only been 5 goals kicked. The Crows had a lot of the momentum early, but failed to kick goals. They've kicked 3 goals, 10 today. So back in the ruck now. Frampton gets taken almost high. Now Dacos has the football, thumps it forward. Not really much doing here. Just a couple of players run towards it. Myercheck keeps it in, actually. Does very well. Handballs it inside. Dacos can't get to it. Adams keeps his feet. Handballs it inside. Crisp, if he's quality, he'll finish. Handballs it off to Hoskin Elliott. Hoskin Elliott back to Mitchell. Mitchell to Crisp. He fumbled it. He saw Rankin coming. Drops the ball. Now on the ground, Crisp still has the football. Adams. Now Rankin. The Crows' defensive pressure was quality. Now Saligo. Off to Fogarty. Now Smith. With a check side kick towards the boundary. He could be in trouble here for deliberate. It stays in. Markov keeps it in somehow. Now Moore breaks the tackle of Murphy. Over the top to Nathan Murphy. And now Markov came back in. Great kick in the end as well. Finds Adams. Great work there from Collingwood to keep the ball inside. Now Adams breaks past Dawson. Kicks it inside. Poor kick though. And Roy Laird cuts it off. And Roy Laird tells everyone to slow it down. The Crows want to take this lead into half-time, and Roy Laird knows that. Tells his teammates to calm it down, goes long down the wing here. Up goes Moore, almost uncontested. Should have taken the mark. In fact, it was a chop of the arms free kick to the Crows. Collingwood, sorry. Fuck, mate. So the Crows have had 12 free kicks to 7, despite the Crows fans being pretty angry with themselves. But anyway, Darcy Moore thumps it inside the forward 50. Great work from Murphy. Pushes Frampton under the ball legally, and it'll be a mark to Murray in the back half. Fucking hell. I need half time to go get a coffee. Goes out wide here, Fogarty 1-on-1. Does well there, Moorline knocks it out of bounds. So Ginnivan working on the bike at the moment, so he may... I think he's okay, but maybe just feeling a little bit of tightness somewhere. I'm not too sure. So just 2.5 minutes to go in the second term. Phil Thorpe knocks it down. On the ground now, Frampton, been brilliant today. Phil Thorpe does get the handball out to Jones. Jones had a good first quarter, a little bit quiet in the second. Long kick, great kick to Walker. Walker's within range. He goes in short immediately. Great spoil from Darcy Moore. He read that like a book. Now, side bottom on the ground, gets tackled well by Rochelle. Eventually gets the handball away. Now Collingwood can go. First time they've had some space in this game. Crisp, bursting through the middle of the ground. He can run inside forward 50, gives over the handball. Now Nick Dacos gets the kick away. It goes to Adams 1-on-1. But Bartz comes off his man and takes a brilliant mark. And the Crows cut it off. First time in this game, Collingwood have finally had some space and Nick Dacos couldn't get rid of it. And he is playing up forward, it seems, Nick Dacos. Oh, terrible kick from Bartz. He's turned it straight back over. And Myercheck has an opportunity now to bring it back to a goal the difference late in this second term. Poor kick from Jordan Bartz. He's not the best kick in the competition by any means, but he's got to do better than that. He's got to just kick it long if he doesn't trust himself. But Myercheck now to bring Collingwood back to within a goal. He splits the middle, and Collingwood only down by 6 points late in the second quarter. Brilliant comeback here from Collingwood in the second term. They're right back in this one. Gold Coast currently lead by 21 points in the other game, by the way. So now back in the middle now. O'Brien wins it down to Rochelle. He gets out the handball back to O'Brien. He's getting chased down by Tagoe. Threw that away. Now Brodie Smith just thumps it forward. Noble surprisingly knocks it defensive side. Now Dacos picks it up nicely. Over the top to Hoskin Elliott. Noble breaks past his teammate. Terrible handball to Maynard, but Frampton tries to clean it up. He turns it over. Saligo been brilliant today. Handballs it forward to Rankin. Rankin, poor handball to Rochelle. Couldn't get on it. Now Hoskin Elliott picks it up. Back to Josh Dacos. Now Noble. He kicks it out towards the wing. Good kick in the end. Should have gone up with the hands though, Bobby Hill. Great spoil there from Miller. Now Jones gets tackled well by side bottom. And it looks like it'll be a ball up. It will be. 19 seconds to go in the second term. Collingwood down by 6. They've caught back though in this second term. Crows haven't taken part of their opportunities. Frampton wins it down. Keys stumps it forward. Frampton, little underhand handball, almost a throw. Now Mitchell can't handball it back. Rankin just thumps it forward with a boot. And now Murphy just runs it out there for Collingwood. 5 seconds to go in the second term. Crows will be the only one who can score now. Just outside, it's just inside the forward 50 here for the Crows with the throw in. It'll have to be a quick kick here. Every single throw in has been very short today. Both ruckmans should know this. It's Taylor Walker and Frampton. Umpire wrenches it back into play. Taylor Walker thumps it forward. The seconds tick down. Noble gets taken high. Doesn't really matter. Half time, and hang on, here comes a bit of a fracker. Rankin and Maynard. Oh, a bit of a jumper punch on. Here we go. And every single player on the field's getting in on this one, it looks like. Rankin and Maynard are the starters, and Maynard's got his jumper ripped clean off. Now it's Walker and Murphy. Out on the outer side. This is better than the Logan Paul fights we've seen. And it looks like it'll just... No, it's still going here. Got a lot of players still grabbing a hold of jumpers. I want to see a punch thrown, but I don't think we're going to see it. Rankin is eventually splitting up now. I don't think Rankin should be saying too much so far. He hasn't done much in this game. He kicked one good goal, but other than that, he hasn't done much. Maynard's got his whole jumper ripped off right now. They're all walking off the field eventually. Still going through. There's still a few verbals. Oh, Maynard's pointing. Maynard's still pointing. Darcy Moore just flat out swore on the field, but that's okay. So half-time, guys, the scores are 28-22. Big game in this one. Arguably game of the round coming in, and it's setting up to all expectations. Just bring up the statistics and then we'll go to half-time. What am I doing? Oh, stats, right, dickhead. Keep on moving on. What are we doing? Okay. Other game, by the way, Gold Coast lead by 22 points with about 7 minutes to play, it looks like. Hang on. I'll bring it up on my screen so I can tell you. In the fourth quarter now, obviously. So 3 minutes to go in this game, and the Gold Coast lead by 23 points. Richmond get one here. They're kind of still in it. Goes to the middle of the ground. Rory Walt gets that sport away from him. Brendan Ellis should pick this up. He'd be pretty happy right about now. Lemons gets tackled and he's gone. I don't think you can play it. You can say you handled that, mate. But anyway. Alright, just bring up statistics now, guys, and then we'll get a half-time. Alright, guys, so at half-time we have the top disposal getters on the ground, both for each side with 18. Mitchell with the 18, Laird with the 18. Saligo with 16 been brilliant. And then for the last two are Sidebottom and Darcy Moore with the 15. They've both been brilliant for their sides as well. And the fantasy watchers out there, we have Rory Laird with the 72, Saligo with the 66, Hinge with the 53. And the final two are Sidebottom and Mitchell with 52 as well. That is half-time, guys. We'll be back in the second half.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Boundary Riders podcast, episode 7 now. We just went through Gather Round, which is round 5. Absolutely wonderful week in my opinion. I think it went pretty well. G'day guys, welcome back to the I can't see them beating Melbourne. So they're going to be going for the first 6 rounds of the season with 1 win. I'm sorry, but Richmond are in a hole. But anyway, sorry. We had to talk about that because I think Richmond have been the most disappointing team of the season so far now. Them, Fremantle, and the Gold Coast, I think have been the most disappointing teams of the season so far. But anyway, nonetheless, someone who did play brilliantly on the weekend was Tom Papley. He kicked 6 goals, career high.
In a half.
He kicked 6 goals in a half. He had a good first half as well. He set up 2 goals by himself, so
Yeah.
I know there's been points in his career when he has looked quite selfish, but I think he's definitely started to get that out of his game. And he kicked 6 goals, and
he had 25 disposals in that game as well.
I think
he was actually
he was one of the few performers in that third quarter when Richmond were coming, when he actually kind of stemmed the flow and kept Sydney in this game. But nonetheless, he got my 3 votes, obviously. 6 goals, 25 touches. Great game from him. Chad Warner, I did give the 2 votes. I think, and we were talking to a Carlton fan next to us at the Swans Richmond game, who was saying if Chad Warner can just convert those goals when he's running forward, he's going to be an A grader. He's going to win himself a Brownlow. He did have a couple of opportunities in that game to convert, and he just messed them up.
He missed three shots that were pretty simple for it.
Yeah,
if he wants to make the next step for an A grader, he should have nailed them. But
and he kicked 1 goal in the end, and it was a free kick inside the goal square or something. Yeah. So I still think he had a brilliant game. And the 1 vote I did give to one shining light from the game from Richmond, which was Liam Baker. Yeah. He was one who shone in that third quarter with Jack Riewoldt. I forgot to mention Liam Baker, but he did play quite well in this game. And I think he's actually really came on for Richmond. I think he's almost, and I know this could be a big call, but I think he could be a captain in waiting, Liam Baker. He's quite young. I think he'll have to get a little bit of discipline. He'll have to hold his discipline as well in some moments, because he does sometimes give away free kicks, but I think Liam Baker could be their next captain. And I think he has played quite well this season so far. But after that, we get to Brisbane versus North Melbourne. This game, I actually thought North Melbourne had a bit of a chance, but they didn't show up in this game.
No way. They started well, but it was...
Yeah, well, they kicked 5 of the first 6 goals of the game, and they only kicked... and then the Lions just kicked away.
The Lions actually were like, oh, we actually have to play here. It was done by 3/4 time. But let's be honest, what was this? They were down by only 20 points, 28 points during the third quarter. North Melbourne.
Yeah,
they got flogged in the end by nearly 80 points.
Yeah.
So it turned quickly in that game.
So Brisbane did win this by 75 points. 3 votes I gave to Joe Danaher. The last 2 weeks he has really stood up.
Yeah.
The fact that he's gone into the ruck a bit more as well. I think that's his role. Going to the ruck, he can play as that tall, as a 4th midfielder almost. I think he played really well in this game. The 2 votes I gave to Lachie Neale. He's had a pretty quiet start to the year, but he had a good game against North Melbourne. And the 1 vote I gave to Eric Hipwood. He played quite well. I think he's going to have to start. If Brisbane are going to go in deep in finals, both him, Danaher, are going to have to play some blistering football.
Yeah, I think also the underrated one was also Darcy Fort playing. It structures them up a bit better. That when Big O goes off, they bring Danaher into the ruck. It makes Darcy Fort play forward, and it at least gives one of the tall defenders for the other team someone to man up on, instead of this other player or come off and rest.
Yeah, and plus Darcy Fort's a very good kick goal too.
Well, so it wasn't in that game, but it will.
Well, usually it's a good kick goal.
Yeah, well.
But after that, we get to probably the biggest upset of the round by far, which was
it was an upset.
Essendon beating Melbourne by 27 points, and it may have been only 27 points, but they dominated this game, Essendon.
Yeah. I
think that in the wet, kicking 15 goals in the wet, this was a bit of a slugfest for a lot of the game. But Essendon just... I would not have picked this at the start of the season, Essendon being 4-1. They have had a couple of easy wins, but the fact that they were able to beat Melbourne, I think that's a huge win for them. Top player, in my opinion, was Zach Merritt. He has been suspended for a week, which I think is going to be a huge loss on Anzac Day. I think that may have...
if he doesn't get it overturned, so based this year, he will stay. It will stay a week, he won't play Anzac Day, which is disappointing because
I think Essendon. I think Anzac Day. This is the first time since 2000 that both these teams are in the top 4. So I think every single fan that's not a fan of Collingwood or Essendon would have been wanting to have the best teams out there for this game. And it's a bit disappointing that Zach Merritt I don't think will be there. But in this game, he was absolutely outstanding. He got my 3 votes. The 2 votes I gave to Darcy Parish. He was really good in the midfield as well. And the 1 vote, even though he kind of petered off late in the second half, Sam Draper in that first half was outstanding. This guy needs to be the mascot towards the AFL. If they want to promote this game to the wider public, to even if they want to go to the world, I don't know if they can, but if they could go to the world, this guy needs to be the face of the game. He was outstanding in this game. He's a character. He gets the mullet out. He can move. He can kick. He's just an outstanding player, Sam Draper. And if he can find that career form, if he can keep a good level of form, he's gonna be a top player in a couple of years. Sam Draper.
Yeah.
He got my one vote, and I think he played brilliantly. So on Saturday night, this was a slugfest.
Yeah, it was dreadful weather.
Yeah.
We had to sit in that weather, so don't care what anyone says. We were in that rain the entire night.
Yeah, we sat in that rain the entire night, and Port were able to storm home in the final quarter against the Dogs, who were at time in that third quarter were definitely coming, and they kicked the first goal of the last quarter to take a pretty substantial lead. Yeah. It was like 9 points. And in this weather, it was fucking dreadful. Yeah. But Port Adelaide did stand up, and for the second week in a row, they were able to catch back in the last quarter to win again. And I don't know if it's about time to trust Port Adelaide. It's a bit early, but the fact that they are now through 3-2. Yeah. 3-2 now. I think they're doing very well. My best player for Port Adelaide, and it was a bit hard for Port Adelaide because they had such a combined group that were like very good. Yeah. So it was very hard to pick an outstanding one, but there was one that shone the most, and I think you know who it is. Yeah. Zach Butters.
It had to be like he
kicked the sealer at the end of the game.
He was clean in that third and fourth quarter when Port Adelaide had to be clean.
Well, he was the only one in the game who could find clean hands a lot of the time. Zach Butters was brilliant in this game. He got my 3 votes, and I think he got the 10 coaches' votes in this game too. Pretty sure. 2 votes I gave to Tim English. He played brilliantly in the ruck. I think he's all-Australian form at the moment. AFL fantasy watcher or not, I think he's done brilliantly in the ruck this season. He's great on the ground. He's great in the air. I think that if the Bulldogs don't give... I think he's probably the best ruckman in the competition at the moment.
Yeah,
So I think the Bulldogs will just have to... They have to get better in the midfield and play more defensively at times as well, but he's just done very well for the Bulldogs so far. And the 1 vote I gave to Cody Waitman?
Yes.
Cody Waitman, that's his name. Yeah. He kicked 4 goals on return, first game of the season. He played quite well as well, and he was the only one who kept the Bulldogs in the game at stages because Port Adelaide threatened to take it away, but he kicked 4 of the 8 goals for the Bulldogs, so they have been missing that attackive person up forward who is not tall, and considering Norton couldn't really get into the game...
He had one disposal in that last quarter, which didn't help him.
Yeah, Newell Hagan couldn't really get into the game. Rory Lobb was out. I mean, I didn't even notice.
He didn't even know. You only noticed him because of the hairstyle that he has.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you knew he was on the field. And playing Bontempelli forward... Screwed them.
I think they may have lost them. I think that was a dumb play because in the first half he was their best player, and the second half he did kick a goal in the last quarter, but other than that, no one really knew. No. I couldn't see him half the time because they chucked him out of there, and they didn't have that like big body in the midfield. Which in the wet, you've got to have that guy who can stand over the ball, and he's very clean, obviously, Bontempelli. So I think that was a stupid decision, but a great win from Port Adelaide in the end. After that, we got to Geelong versus West Coast. I think everyone really... This was the one game of the round where everyone kind of knew this one's going to be a bit of a drubbing. Yeah. And Geelong, to be honest, they did kick... West Coast kicked the first 2 goals of this game, and then Geelong kicked 11 in a row, and the game was over. But after that, the fact is, West Coast kicked actually 1 more goal than Geelong. But because of that 11-goal blitz that the Geelong have had, they won this game. And... in the end, I did give the 3 votes to Mark Blitzars. He's had a pretty slow start to the year, but he did play quite well, playing as that second ruck midfielder throughout this game. 2 votes I gave to Jeremy Cameron. I think he's in career best form, and he's probably up there in the Brownlow votes at the moment. I don't know if he'll be able to hold it, because I think if he's going to be able to hold it, he's going to have to kick 80, 90 goals this year. So he's averaging 4 a game, just nearly 4.5 a game. So that's about 85, 90 goals this year. If he can get that, I think he's a chance at the Brownlow. But I don't know. It's going to be hard for him. He does score a lot of goals in games when Geelong dominate. So if they are able to bring back this form this year, he can definitely get it 80, 90 goals. And the 1 vote I gave to Tom Stewart. He played really well in the back line, as he usually does. Pretty reliable back there. I gave him the 1 vote in the end.
Yeah.
After that, we got to probably, maybe not game of the round, but it was definitely a couple of moments in that last quarter. Did you watch the final 2-minute highlights?
Yeah.
The fact that Toby Green kicked it into the forward 50 and Harry Himmelberg just leaped over the pack and took an absolute beautiful specky, went back and kicked the goal too, which was more important because he had 1 goal 3 to that point. And the fact that the Giants had 10 goals 17.
Yeah, they should have really won this easily, but...
Yeah, but in the end, they did win it by 2 points, and I needed that because that was my certainty pick, and I've missed all 4 certainty picks so far.
Congratulations, you got one.
I've got one, so we're on a bit of a streak now. But anyway, nonetheless, the votes. 3 votes they gave to Jai Newcomb. He played really well in this game. Had probably by far their best midfielder. Had a lot of clearances. Had over 30 touches. He's definitely Hawks' standout player. 2 votes I gave to Toby Green. He was... I mean, he set up that final goal. He hit I think he hit 3 or 4 in this game. And I think if the Giants... I can't remember how old he is. I think he'd be up there now, though. He'd be in his 30s, I think. But yeah, I think he needs... If he can last a few more years, he needs... I think they're going to be... He's going to be a huge loss whenever he does retire because I think he is one of the better hybrid forwards in the game. And the 1 vote I gave to James Warple. He had a really good first couple of games, but he kind of petered off until this week. I think the loss of Will Day gave him more midfield time.
Yeah.
And James Warple definitely took advantage of that, so I gave him the 1 vote. And finally, we get to the Collingwood versus St Kilda game. Now, this game was won by Collingwood. Basically, other than the fact that the St Kilda kicked 13 points in the space of a minute, really in the last quarter, I think Collingwood not dominated this game, but they definitely had the win for the majority of it. They were definitely the better team.
They dominated. If you're looking at this, the scoreboard and you didn't watch the game, you'd think, oh, well, it was a close game. St Kilda look good this season. They don't. Well, they don't look as good as what people think. They look as what they've been for 15 years. They overpossess the ball. They don't want to kick forward and take territory besides Mason Wood. Yeah. And when they get a bit of pressure on them, they're frantic. They don't know what to do with it. They turn over too many times.
Yeah,
that cost them.
Now I'm going to change my votes quickly here because well, not change them, but there will be a different one change here in my votes. If you go to Instagram, you won't see it unless you saw it earlier. This is I'm going to change it because I just realised this, but. The 3 votes I did give to Nick Dacos. He had 40 touches, career high. He was brilliant in this game.
Yeah.
In the first half, there were a couple of times when the game was very sloppy. Both teams were pretty sloppy with it, but he was always clean. He barely turned... I think he did turn it over once, and the whole crowd was shocked when he turned it over, and I yelled out, he's human. But Nick Dacos is in brilliant form at the moment for Collingwood, and he got my 3 votes. The 2 votes I'm going to give to Rowan Marshall. He was their best player by far for the Saints.
He had to be, really. With no ruck... Well, not really a ruckman for Collingwood.
Yeah, Billy Frampton, though, did perform well on the ruck for them. But, Rowan Marshall got my 2 votes. I think he was really good in the midfield. He did start off a bit slow, but definitely came in throughout the next 3 quarters. In the 1 vote, I did have Brad Crouch, but I'm going to change that and give it to Cal Wilkie. Fact, Callum Wilkie kept them in this game. The way he was out the back, just every single time he got the ball, he was clean. He didn't drop the mark when he had to go back with the flight and take it. His disposal was clean for St Kilda when everyone else was being sloppy with it. Cal Wilkie, I'm going to give the 1 vote in this game. He was brilliant. He's all reliable, and I don't know why he's not the captain of the club. I know Jack Steele is the captain, but I think Callum Wilkie is the leader of this team, and this fact is, I think he's probably the most underrated player in the comp.
Yeah, I think he's all-Australian defender, probably be back pocket as it stands now, but he's in the all-Australian form. Yeah,
and as long as he doesn't get injured, I think he's definitely makes the all-Australian team. Cal Wilkie.
And seriously, Dacos, the amount of time...
Alrighty guys, so we're back for the second half now. Both teams are getting back into position. Gold Coast won the other game, by the way, for anyone wondering. So the Crows up by 6 points, which are the 6 behinds. They've kicked more than Collingwood in this game, actually. Alrighty, guys. So the second half is about to start right now. Just waiting for it. Umpire bounce it down. And the second half is underway. Riley O'Brien wins it down, but Mitchell gets the clearance, just sockers it off the ground. Only goes as far as Brodie Smith, picks it up immediately, and drives it inside the forward 50 for the Crows. So the first inside 50 of the second half. Darcy Moore can't pick it up, but Rankin picks it up nicely. Breaks past side bottom, handballs it out to Jones. He breaks past side bottom brilliantly. Kicks it inside the forward 50 to a 2-on-1. Rochelle can't bring it down. Maynard almost does. Saligo breaks past the tackle. Brilliant in the first half. Keys. Now Dawson snaps towards goal with an absolute mongrel. Phil Thorpe will get there. No, it's Scholl, but he drops it and it rolls out of bounds. Stoppage inside the forward 50 here for the Crows. Last game of round 7. Big game for both sides. So now, inside the forward 50 here. Frampton will get there first. Taps it down to really no one in particular. Gets out the back. But DeGoey gets there first. Has time. Now kicks it away from defensive 50. Long kick to McQuarrie. It's a brilliant one. And McQuarrie can go. Both speedsters on the outside. McQuarrie kicks it out to a one-on-one with Elliott. And Michael Annie. Michael Annie does brilliantly, but leaves the ball behind. Now Elliott picks up the football. Handballs it backwards to no one in particular. Looks like Chase Jones was his team that he was looking for. But Will Kelly does well to bring it forward. Now McQuarrie soccers it forward now. And now Hinge causes a turnover, gets the football. And now the Crows are away. Lockie Scholl has the football, takes the mark, kicks it out wide to Keys on the bounce. It was a shocking kick in the end. Keys gets out the handball though. Scholl works hard, gets the ball in. And he dove on it. Free kick to Collingwood. So now Nick Dacos has the football, goes in short to Mitchell. Was very quiet in the second term, Nick Dacos. Looks like they're trying to get him back into this game. He's being tagged today. Well, it wasn't not a hard tag though, just a soft tag. And now Mitchell kicks it inside the forward 50, but it's a poor one. And Duday cuts it off. So Duday has the football now. In short, finds Hinge. He's had a pretty good game today, but it's a dangerous kick. Just gets to Saligo, who, by the way, has probably been one of the best players on the ground for the Crows. Gets it smothered, though. What on there from Maynard to put on the pressure. Kelly gets tackled by 2 Crows. That's holding the ball. Trying to break out of it. And Pedler gets him, as well as Hinge. And Hinge will take the free kick. So now Hinge kicks it down the wing on the broadcast side. True centre wing. Up goes Fogarty. Can't bring it down. Now Saligo again. He's been brilliant tonight. Out to Laird. Only as far as John Noble. Hang on. There's a free kick picked out here. And it will go to Laird. Crows will get the free kick. True centre wing. The broadcast side now for Collingwood. For the Crows. Okay, now. Goes in short. Finds Brodie Smith. He's been pretty good tonight as well, Brodie Smith. Pretty much a veteran of the side now. He goes in short, finds Rory Laird. Now Laird on the wing. Kicks it inside the forward 50 now. Couple of options. Riley O'Brien's the hope! And he takes it! Oh, he's giving away the free kick, Darcy Fogarty. He's giving it to Darcy Moore. So a free kick to Moore in the back half. Oh, it bounces it and he almost couldn't get back to it. Eventually he does get onto the football and kicks it long. Up goes Hoskin Elliott to spoil it from behind. But now it gets down to Scholl, who just thumps it forward inside the forward 50. Rankin drops it sitter on the ground. Rochelle being quiet in a second. He'll be loud now. He kicks a beauty, but hang on. It may have been touched here. He's not celebrating too hard. Rochelle tends to celebrate. One of the best celebrators in the comp. And he's saying it's touched. So I think this will be checked. It has been recorded as a goal at the moment, but I will leave it for the moment. Rankin should have really marked it, but as soon as it came off the boot, Murphy called for the touch. And that's definitely touch. So that will be reviewed and be overturned. So unfortunately for Rochelle, that will be a behind. And another point to the Crows. I've already put it down. I think that's going to be touched immediately. The review's been taken and it's been changed over. So that will be a behind. Great work there from the Crows, but unfortunately it's another behind, and they've only kicked 3 goals for the game, 11 points. Like we said, we saw this in round 1 against GWS. They had so many opportunities to win that game. They kicked very poorly, and eventually got ran over. So Nick Dacos from the defensive goal square goes long. Out to Ash Johnson, being quiet today, couldn't take the mark. Jammed forward there by Maynard. Now Bobby Hill handles it inside to side bottom. Collingwood are running over the top to Quaynor. They take a little bit of a back step. Doesn't have many options, so goes sideways to Degoe. And Degoe drills it inside with an absolute mongrel roller. Goes far as Dawson. Dawson got taken high. Brody Smith wants to take it on though. Takes the advantage and goes long. Keys is all on his own. He's got Pedler inside the forward 50. He hits him. Pedler to kick the Crows first in the second half. Luke Pedler will do the job. Great finish. He's missed a couple today, Pedler. But he kicks that one. And the Crows take a good lead. So poor there from Collingwood going forward. It was a shocking kick by Degoe. And the Crows immediately went when they caused that turnover. And really, Collingwood's defensive structure was not even existent when they went forward there, the Crows. And an easy as you like goal there for Luke Pedler. Sets up the Crows for the second half. The Crows lead now by 13 points. So Pedler's kick 2 tonight. So back in the ruck. O'Brien wins it down. Frampton should be first onto this one. He does. Great pressure from Dawson. Gets out the handball though to Degoe. Scholl picks up the football. Breaks out of the tackle nicely. Gives out the handball only as far as Markov. Now Dacos. Over the top to Degoe. Degoe's got the time. Kicks it inside the forward 50. Shocking kick though. Does drop it though. Butts Elliott. 2-on-1 does nicely to get the ball. Ginnivan over the top to side bottom. Dacos almost threw that out. Led good pressure. Now Duday gets tackled nicely from Elliott. And it'll be inside the forward 50 now. So only still 13 points the difference. Collingwood caught back in that second turn. Back in the ruck. Forward stoppage. Frampton knocks it down to Ginnivan. Snaps towards goal. Oh, it just misses. It falls back. It's almost a chance for Myercheck. He sockers it off the ground. I think he's got it. He has. Myercheck's kicked a brilliant goal off the ground. And Collingwood get one back. Brilliant work from Ginnivan in the stoppage. And it's back to 7 points. It's a goal fest at Adelaide Oval now. Great work from Myercheck. Butts just had to he should have just left it, really. It was going to go through for a point. But he tapped it, left it in play, and then Myercheck off the ground soccers a brilliant goal. Lockie Scholl couldn't stop it on the line either. And Collingwood bring it back to 7 points. And goals are vital in this game. This game has only had 8 of them. In under just over a half a footy. And it's it's not raining, but it's a wet weather game. It's very soggy out there at Adelaide Oval tonight. And Lockie Scholl having a little bit of a limp up here. They still have not used their sub yet. I think it's Will Hamill, I believe. Sorry, it's Schonberg. So back in the ruck. Terrible bounce from the umpire. Will be thrown up again. So Nick Dacos seems to have not been tagged any longer. Riley O'Brien knocks it down. Sloan can't pick it up. Eventually gets onto it. Good tackle from Nick Dacos. Bit another pull up. So Nick Dacos still got Ben Keys running with him a little bit, but not too much. Riley O'Brien knocks it down to Goey, gets the football, handballs it out wide. Good handball, finds Jack Crisp, who thumps it inside the forward 50. 1-on-1 there, Myercheck and Butts, he can't get to it. Doday runs away and gets dragged down! That's holding the football! Great work from Oscar Elliott, who's got a little bit of a hurt arm, but what a chase down tackle! Collingwood's pressure's lifted, and the Crows snuck up on him there. Hoskin Elliott, Duday had no option, and he just got dragged down. So now to bring it back to 1 point. I can't remember the last time Collingwood were this close in this game. Probably right at the start, really. The Crows started off brilliantly, and Hoskin Elliott to kick the Pies back to within 1 point. It's straight through the middle. Collingwood right back in this one. Well, this is pretty much game of the round going into it. And it's setting up to all those expectations. Great work there from Hoskin Elliott. Just snuck up on Duday, who thought he had a little bit more time, but didn't. And Hoskin Elliott, who's been quiet this year, does brilliantly there. Gets them the goal. They're right back in this one, Collingwood. And Matty Nix, head in hands. Not happy with that. And a player who's probably started this almost. Not started it, but Nick Dacos is right back in this game. He's quiet in the second term. Back in the ruck now. Riley O'Brien thumps it forward. Dawson almost held without it. Kind of played for it though. De Goey does get the handball away, but only as far as Rankin. Now Sloan. The Crows can break forward now. Keys. He's got Sloan on his left. Sloan drops the football. That was terrible. Now Frampton tries to knock it away. Keys picks it up again. Running around like a madman. Dawson kicks a short kick, but it's poor. And Noble takes the mark. So Collingwood can settle it down a little bit here. Noble in the back pocket. Goes long down the wing, 1-on-1. Frampton thumps it out of bounds. So it's not raining yet. It's still wet out there. You can see the rain, see the grass be a little bit wet. So back in the ruck now. Frampton and O'Brien been together all night. O'Brien wins it down. No one can pick it up at the moment. Taylor Adams just thumps it forward with a fist. Scholl should get back there first and does. Good tackle from Elliott. Brings it down. Gets out the back here and just run it out of bounds there. Dacos last seen it. So on the defense, on the attacking side of the wing here for the Crows on the outer side. Just over 13 minutes to play in the third quarter. This is setting up to be a brilliant game. Be right up to the wire. Frampton won that one down. Sloan gets dragged down. Be another ball up. A lot of stoppages in this game. Up we go again. Frampton won it down. He can't get rid of it though to go. He hits the ground. Adams does nicely between the legs. Josh Dacos gets taken in the eye. No one pays it. Sligo gets off the handball to Keys. Keys has time. Kicks it inside the forward 50. Murphy takes the front spot. There for Collingwood, does brilliantly and immediately goes Markov, Crisp, and now Maynard. Collingwood streaming through the middle of the ground. 2-on-1 if he gets out the back there in this one, Collingwood. Duday almost threw that away. Got a fingertip to the handball. Hinge breaks past the Dogoe tackle, but Kelly drags him down. Oh, I was holding the ball. The umpires just absolutely missed that one. I can't believe he's missed that. Dawson kicks it inside the forward 50, and the Crows 3-on-1 inside. Rankin can run it home. Rankin, he's missed a sitter. Isaac Rankin has missed a sitter. That was absolutely dreadful there from Isaac Rankin. He had all the space, should have kicked it, and missed. He even had a player in the goal square, and he just burned him. That's a poor kick from Rankin. He's had a poor night. So now more outside the wing. Ash Johnson goes up, but completely misses it. O'Brien takes the mark. Mycheck's going to give away 50 here. Ooh. He should have given away 50. But now Scholl drives it inside the full 50. If the Crows up goes Fogarty, can't bring it down. Rankin gives up the handball to Jones. Poor handball, rolls out of bounds. So lead by 2 points, the Crows. But have had, 7 more scoring shots in this game. And they lead by 2 points. So back in the ruck. Forward stoppage here for the Crows. They need to get one. O'Brien just takes it out of the ruck, straight down to Saligo, who's been brilliant. Handballs it backwards. DeGoey just thumps it away, but Brodie Smith does the same. Return serve. Now Nick Dacos has the football, has time. Kicks it down the wing. McQuarrie in a 1-on-1, and good job there from Brodie Smith. Knocked it over the line. The Crows. This is a brilliant game right now. This is going to go right down to the wire. Umpire throws it in. O'Brien knocks it down. Sloan picks it up, kicks it inside the forward 50. He'll go to the pocket. Fogarty gets a sport away nicely there from Darcy Moore. He's been brilliant for the Collingwood Magpies. So now back in the ruck. Forward stoppage here for the Crows. They've had a lot of them tonight, but haven't really done much with them. They've had 10 inside 50s already in this third quarter. There's still 12 minutes to go. O'Brien knocks it down to Fogarty. Handballs it out wide to Rochelle. Not the best handball though, and it'll just roll out of bounds. Another stoppage just inside the forward 50 for the Crows. So throws it in again. Johnson tries to get the thump down, doesn't get much onto it. Only goes as far as Laird. Now Brodie Smith backs into a tackle. It could be gone here. And I think he'll pay it. He does. So Brodie Smith gives away holding the ball. McQuarrie will get the free kick. McQuarrie's had a pretty good night tonight here for Collingwood. I don't think he's kicked a goal, but he's actually played quite well. Kicks it long. About 70 metres out from goal. Butts does nicely to thump it down. Rochelle off to Laird, who's been probably best on ground. Goes out wide. It's not a very good kick. Maynard runs straight through, takes the ball straight to McQuarrie. Now Maynard, Dacos, and now McQuarrie has the football. Collingwood are running through this game. Gives it out to Adams, who finds some space where it has been none in this game so far. Now to Mitchell, terrible handball. Mitchell just has to handball it forward, and it's given up there. O'Brien to Rochelle. That was a poor handball there from Taylor Adams. If he didn't have an option to kick, he should have just done something else with that. That was a shocking handball. And now Lockie Murphy has the football here for the Crows. He goes in short, finds Scholl. Scholl in short. He finds Wayne Miller, I believe. Yeah, Miller has the football now on the outer wing. Defensive side. Kicks it long. Long to a one-on-one. Phil Thorpe goes up. Murphy. I think Phil Thorpe marked that. He has. And Murphy is not happy with that. But Phil Thorpe takes it. Immediately goes inside the forward 50. 2-on-2 here. Good spoil there from Maynard. Thumps it away, but Scholl gets onto it. Great running tonight from him. Kicks it inside the forward 50. Out the back, Dacos. Terrible spoil. It somehow gets to Bo McQuarrie and gets taken down from Sloan. That should be gone. And it is. Great pressure there from Rory Sloan. That's holding the football, and the Crows should take an 8-point lead now. So Rory Sloan, former captain, great leader, a chance to give the Crows an 8-point lead. Probably the biggest kick of the season here for the Crows at the moment. So Rory Laird, former leader. Can he get a goal here for the Crows? Kicks it pretty much straight through the middle. And the Crows take an 8-point lead. And boy, did they need that one. Just gives them a little bit of a buffer. Great finish from Rory Laird. Fucking hell. Rory Sloan. He's had a pretty good night as well. Rory Sloan, he's had 12 touches. Sorry, 13 now, actually. Has the 2 tackles. Surprised with that. I thought he'd have more tackles than that. He's usually a big tackler, Rory Sloan. Current leaders in this game so far, 22 touches with Rory Laird along with Saligo with 21. Mitchell was the highest for Collingwood with 21, along with Nick Dacos with 18. But they're back in the middle now. This game is on a tightrope. Back in the ruck. Riley O'Brien wins it down, only as far as Mitchell gets tackled well there from, it was Rochelle, but they cause the turnover now. Saligo gets it smothered well from Mitchell, but does get inside the forward 50, does nicely Pedler, gets tackled and dropped it. Umpire doesn't call it, Crisp kicks it out of there. Pretty nice effort. Oh, he's dropped it. Wait, what's happened here? It's coming back, so it'll be a free kick to Quaynor on the defensive 50. Oh, I was holding the ball against Pedler. So, way back, actually. But now Quaynor goes out wide to a one-on-one. Up goes Kelly. Does nicely to bring it to ground on a 2-on-1. Has the football, gets out the handball, really to no one in particular. Wins the ball and then kicks it up in the air. That's not 15. Good spoil there from Rochelle to knock it forward. In fact, it was Saligo. Now Noble switches the play with a dangerous kick. Really, I don't know what our decision was. Now Maynard just sockers it off the ground, up in the air. Now Maynard thumps it forward like a volleyball spike. Thumped it about 20 metres. Bobby Hill didn't go for the tackle. That was poor. Laird gets out the handball. Now Michael Annie almost gets taken down, but eventually gets the kick away, and it's a poor one. Will Kelly causes the turnover here for Collingwood. Now Kelly has a few options inside the forward 50. Best one is Mitchell, but Dode comes across. Saligo can't pick it up. Eventually gets it back to him. Now Laird gets tackled. Good tackle there from Elliott. It'll be a ball up. So at the moment, Maynard looks like, I think it's Maynard getting checked or it's Dacos. O'Brien wins it down, but Adams will get the clearance, gets out the handball. No, it wasn't Maynard, it must have been Dacos. Maynard goes inside the forward 50. Great spoil there from Saligo. It's still play on though. Crows have stopped. Elliott from the pocket goes to the top of the goal square. Myercheck can't get up there. That was poor there for Bobby Hill. He tried to jump over 4 players to take a mark, and that was poor. Gives away a stupid free kick, and Collingwood give the Crows a reprieve. So Michael Annie has the football in the back pocket. Goes long on the broadcast side wing. Up goes Fogarty, can't bring it down. Kelly can't bring it down either. Laird to Fogarty, goes in short. Great kick, finds Walker. Oh no, it's Thilthorpe. Fucking hell, I'm missing everyone tonight. Goes in short, great kick inside, finds Rochelle. He wants to go immediately. Wanted to switch the play, but eventually he wants to go forward. Long kick to Walker. Great work from Nathan Murphy. Came across to cause this turnover. And now side bottom. Cool head as always. Goes to Johnson, who drops an absolute sitter. But he eventually goes back and finds Maynard. Collingwood just got to slide down a little bit here. Their disposal isn't as quality as they usually is. So Maynard decides to switch the play. It's not the best kick, in fact, but Darcy Moore gets onto it. Now Mitchell, usually quality with the football. Great kick, finds Kelly. He's got McQuarrie over the top. Doesn't get off the mark as quick as he should have. Tagoe calling for it in the pocket against Rory Laird. He's now calling everyone to get to the top of the goal square. Kelly sets it up. It's a poor kick. And Sloan drops the sitter though. Hill off the ground, can't get there. Sloan, tackle bro, McQuarrie. Great work from Jones to knock it through for a behind. That was close. Sloan, after kicking a great goal a few minutes ago, almost cost them one. But they get away with that one. It's back to 7 points. So Wayne Miller has it in the back goal square. He goes wide, kicks it to Sloan. And he goes out wider. Maynard can't bring it down. Thilthorpe on the ground. Nathan Murphy wanted it more. Can't get to it. Thilthorpe sockers it off the ground to Rochelle. Back to Duday. And Duday just thumps into the middle of the ground with a poor one. Dacos of the Nick variety takes the mark. So Nick Dacos has the football. Kicks it out wide. Finds Noble. So the Crows currently lead by 7 points. Just over 6 minutes to go. Back to Nick Dacos. Hasn't had too much influence on this game tonight, Nick Dacos. The Crows have done well on him. Dacos goes in short, finds Noble. Noble has Taylor Adams. He decides not to go there. Noble calling players to come over. Noble goes in short, nice kick, finds Adams. So they're just working it slowly here, the Crows. Now Adams goes across the ground. It's a dangerous kick. Great work from Pedler. Quaynor, he's giving away the free. Pedler will get the free kick. True centre half back position on the defensive side. Pedler immediately goes with a long left foot kick. Dawson in a one-on-one. Brings it down. Markov does brilliantly though. Gets on the ground and he's away. Markov gives the handball to McQuarrie. Chase Jones chases him down. Not the best kick. Now they can go here. Nick Dacos to Tagoe. Gets taken down. Rochelle got him. Stuck up on him and brings him down holding the football. Great work from Rochelle. And Tagoe took way too long. Had to give the handball immediately back to Nick Dacos. Eventually just turned it over. And now the Crows can bring it back. Dawson has the footy now. About 80 out from goal. Goes long inside the forward 50. A big pack of players. Up goes Riley O'Brien. Can't bring it down. Frampton just soccers it away. Now Kelly. Over the top to Dacos. Now Noble. Oh, Noble. Comes off the side of his boot. And goes 20 rows into the stands. Poor play there from John Noble. He's got to do better than that. He's an experienced player now in footy, and that was pretty poor. So now the Crows have the footy in the forward pocket. Right side, this is Rory Laird. He's been best on ground so far. This would be a brilliant kick here from Rory Laird. Eyes are very close together. I don't know why I brought that up. But Rory Laird in the forward pocket here. Not known for his goal kicking, but Rory Laird hooks it a little on the goal line. Fogarty can't bring it down. It's still in play. Kelly fumbles it. Rolls through for a behind just. God, Collingwood almost stuffed that up there, but eventually it rolls through for a point. So they lead by 8 points now, the Crows. Which is the 8 behinds they've kicked. The extra points they've kicked. Maynard kicks it out of there. It's a shocking kick, though. And O'Brien reads it nicely. He's played brilliantly tonight, Riley O'Brien. About 60 out from goal. Goes inside the forward 50 to the top of the square. Up goes Walker. Can't bring it down. Spoiled from behind. Quaynor does nicely. Handballs it out to Kelly. Kelly had a few good moments tonight, but gets tackled over the line here. Came on early as the sub. Collingwood have not used their sub yet. Crows have not used their sub yet, and Harry Schonberg, he's still on the bench. But Collingwood definitely won't say they're out of this one. They're right to their eyeballs. In the ruck, Frampton knocks it down. Keys has the football, almost threw that away. Laird gets rid of it. Now Pedlar for his fourth, gets it smothered off the boot. Should take that one there, Murphy. Gets an awkward bounce, but does well to get onto it. Rochelle chases him from behind. Kelly does nicely. That was a bad turnover. Don't pay it, umpire. No. It rolled out of bounds. Sorry, I was going to say, if Murphy got that paid against him, that would have been ridiculous. Good chase down there from Rochelle. He's lifted in his third term. So just over 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Brilliant game of football this. O'Brien wins it down to Adams. Adams has a lot of time. Kicks it out wide. Good kick, finds Kelly. So Will Kelly's had a few touches in this game since he's became on as a sub. The nice spaghetti hair, as we like to look at it. The 2-minute noodle hair. Oh, terrible play there from Quaynor. He should have marked it. Now, Pedlar's gone with the hands. And the umpire's actually paid a kicking in danger after he's looked back and has seen Pedlar grab at his fingers. Oh, he's fine. I don't know about that. Did he hit his fingers? Hang on, we'll see it here. Oh, yeah, they hit his fingers. Shut me up. That was definitely in danger against Maynard. So Pedlar has the football now. He's kicked 2 tonight. This would be for his third. Had a good night, Luke Pedlar. He's a long way out from goal here. This would be a great kick. It'd give him out to a pretty good lead. Kicks towards goal. Hangs a little bit out to the left. It's still in play, though. Thilthorpe brings it down. Mitchell handles it back. Markov has time, can't get onto it. Murphy gets it. Kicks it high in the air and out on the full. And Rochelle will take this free kick. So Josh Rochelle had a brilliant third term. He's had some chase down tackles already. Got one on the go earlier. But Rochelle has the football. No, he won't. He's giving it away here. And Chase Jones has the football. And Rochelle's not happy. He wanted to take the kick. And Chase Jones, I think, is a left footer. But he's going to kick this on the right around the body. Chase Jones from the pocket. Saps around the body and misses. That's not a good look for Rochelle, honestly. He looked very disappointed and he was getting angry at Chase Jones. If the umpire tells him it's his free kick, he's got to take it. And he's not going to give a handball there, clearly. That was a poor look there. But anyway, nonetheless, Noble has the football in the back pocket. So now John Noble gives it over to Maynard. Oh, they've turned it over now. What are they doing, Collingwood? Now Dacos gets on it and pushed almost in the back. And Maynard kicks it into Thilthorpe. It rolls out of bounds. And Maynard's in a bit of a fiery mood tonight. He's had a couple of moments. I think he just wants to knock someone out, Brody Maynard. But anyway, nonetheless, inside the forward 50 here for the Crows. Umpire wrenches it back into play. On the 50 line. O'Brien, I think, won that one down. Scholl kicks it inside the forward 50. Ginnivan didn't want it. Jones wanted it more. Goes underneath. Almost got a high one. In fact, he did. I think that was a tough call, but side bottom can't do much about it now. Chase Jones has another chance to kick a goal. Side bottom is still questioning the umpire. You want to be a little bit careful. I don't think... There's nothing untoward with what he's saying. It doesn't look like, but he's still questioning it. And Chase Jones will have the have a chance to kick the Crows out by 15, which would be pretty big in this state of this game. So Chase Jones missed one just a few minutes ago, right in the pocket. This one's a little bit easier. About 50 metres out as he kicks. Comes in towards goal. It fades in a little bit, and it's perfect. Chase Jones kicks a brilliant goal for the Crows, and they're back to a 15-point lead. Well, they needed that one to show something on the scoreboard for what they deserve. A good lead. Currently, at the moment, the leading disposal getter on the ground for the Crows is Rory Laird with the 26, and 24 for Tom Mitchell is the top for Collingwood at the moment. This game's, I think, going to go right down to the wire. Tough call in the end. I mean, Sidebottom couldn't do much about it, but it's a goal to the Crows. Doesn't have much of a muscle to flex than Chase Jones, but he's got bigger ones than me, so we can't say much about it. The Crows lead by 14 points. 15 points late in the third quarter. Just under 2 minutes to go. The Crows have had 16 inside 50s to 9 in this third term. Back in the ruck now. Frampton wins it down. Tagoe plays for the free, doesn't get it. Dacos out to Kelly. Back to Dacos. A nice little tap on there, Kelly. Now Josh Dacos just handles it forward. 1-on-1, Kelly and Saligo. Saligo wanted it more and runs it out of bounds for the try. So now another throw in here. Just a little bit on the attacking side of the wing here for Collingwood. So Frampton in the ruck. Misses the ball completely. Dawson gets tackled nicely there from Dacos. And Dawson just thumps the handball forward. Darcy Fogarty breaks one tackle. Breaks two. But he can't break. Oh, he does get the kick away somehow. No, he doesn't. Umpire calls it holding the ball. I think he gave him enough time. I think Fogarty probably was a little bit unlucky, but it was holding the ball. I think Sidebottom will be happy with that too, to be honest. But Sidebottom gets the free kick. Immediately goes in the middle of the ground. It's a dangerous one. And it's a turnover. Thilthorpe, great mark. Takes it at the defensive side of the centre. Back to Scholl. It looks like the Crows may just be happy to take this lead in the three-quarter time. Goes short to Murray. Been great tonight, Nick Murray. So now Murray goes long down the wing. Taylor Walker's all on his own here. Frampton can't bring it down. Noble will get back first. He keeps it in. Gives off the handball. Crisp. Has it on the wing. Kicks it long. Poor one, though. Great mark there from Scholl coming back. Just over 30 seconds to go in this third term. Crows by 14. Scholl goes in short. He finds, I think, Murray. No, it's Duday. Duday has the mark. True centre wing position. Goes long down the wing. Up goes Frampton, goes between his hands. Now Fogarty gives it out to Laird. Laird to Thilthorpe. He thumps it inside. It's gone about 30 metres out from goal. Up goes Walker uncontested. Almost marked it. Now Lockie Murphy out to Saligo. Saligo. Jones for his second in a minute. He's missed. That was a big chance there for Chase Jones. He's had 3 scoring shots in the past couple of minutes, Chase Jones. He's kicked 1 goal too. But 5 seconds to go in this third term. Darcy Moore just thumps it out of there. And I think that'll be the last score of the third quarter. It will be. Duday just thumps it away. It goes out of bounds on the full. So that's three-quarter time. The Crows lead by 16 points. Do we give Collingwood a chance, though? They've off a 5-day break. I give them a chance, but it's off a 5-day break. It's going to be hard for them to come back. But you give Collingwood any chance. Alright, I'll just bring up statistics now, guys. Alright, let's just get them up now. Fantasy and then fucking idiot. There. Toyota. Alright, there we go. So guys, so the top disposal getters on the ground right now. Rory Laird leads all comers with the 27 disposals. He's had a brilliant game. Probably best on ground out of anyone on the field. Saligo with the 24 touches. He's probably been second best. He's had a brilliant game. Tom Mitchell leads for Collingwood with 24. Nick Dacos 22. And taking out the top 5 spot is John Noble with the 19. And the AFL Fantasy Watchers out there, Laird has 102. At three-quarter time leads all comers. Nick Dacos is 89. Saligo 87. Riley O'Brien with 80, probably the third best player on the ground. And finally, Jordan Dawson rounds out the top 5 with 77. Cool. True skill. Right here, right now. Oh, we have 5 people watching. Let's go. 6 people. 5 or 6, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'm entertaining you. If I'm not, well, go fuck yourself. I'm kidding. Oh, God. If you missed the other games today, Geelong won well by 28 points over Essendon, and Gold Coast won by 20-odd points against the Gold Coast. Gold Coast won by 20 points over Richmond. Sorry. Fucking idiot. They won by 24 points. Oh, shit. What's the ladder look like at the moment? Just looking at the ladder right now. I think any team from 11 upwards is a chance to make finals. That's probably it, I think. And to be honest, I don't know how Sydney are going to go. I mean, I barrack for Sydney, but fucking hell, they're not playing well at the moment. They can obviously get the form back if they... And also... No, I'm not going to say the players, because Sydney are playing poor. It's not the injuries that are costing them. It's the way they're playing. Yeah, they should have won against the Gold Coast. But to be fair, if Sydney won those 2 games against the GWS and Port Adelaide, they'd be on 20 points right now and no one would be saying anything. But I guess that's footy, isn't it? If you win those close games, no one's talking about you. If you lose those close games, people talk about you. By the way, I think West Coast are actually performing worse than Hawthorn at the moment. Why am I looking at West Coast? On my searches thing, I don't know why. Worst team on the comp at the moment. They've got the worst percentage right now than Hawthorn, which is almost... I don't know how that happened, but anyway. So Collingwood, 9 of their past 12 games, I think they've won being down at three-quarter time. Was that what it said? Have won 9 of their past 12 games while trailing at three-quarter time, yeah. So they're still in this game, Collingwood, but they're down by 15 points, 16 points. And the Crows have played brilliant today. So the third quarter just finished then. Crows have taken a 16-point lead in three-quarter time. They're going to be hard to beat, but Collingwood, if any team are going to beat the Crows here, it's Collingwood. Missing Scott Pendlebury today, and I think missing him pretty dearly, to be honest. But they still have every chance of winning this one, the Collingwood. So now, guys, the fourth quarter is about to get underway. Right about... Wait. Now. So there we go. Last quarter has begun. From the clearance to go, he gets the football and thumps it forward. Just outside the forward 50. Rolls towards the boundary. This could be actually be deliberate here. I don't think it should be. Oh, fucking hell. I don't think that's deliberate. But anyway, Duday will get the free kick here in the pocket. In the defensive 50. Just outside defensive 50. So Duday goes long down the wing. To 2-on-2. Walker can't take the mark. Good spoil from Moore. On the ground, the Rochelle gets tackled well, though, from Adams. Collingwood got a free kick here. It's going to go to Isaac Quaynor. He doesn't even know he's got a free kick, Isaac Quaynor. But anyways, buffering. Goes long with the kick. And it looks like Butts will get the free kick here for the Crows. He goes out wide, finds Millerer. So Millerer to Scholl. Sorry, shoulder Pedler, and Pedler's going to get a 50. Sorry, my thing was just buffering. That's why I messed up there. But Pedler gets a 50-metre penalty here. Poor discipline there from Collingwood. Just came straight over the mark. And Pedler, he's too far out to score here. Just outside 50, the men on the mark. It was Ginnivan who gave away the 50. He's got Dawson running around the back. Decides not to give it to him. Walker wants it. Pedler wheels around on the left boot, goes long to the top of the goal square. Out comes Walker, can't bring it down. Well done, Frampton. Chase Jones, he's had so many opportunities in this game. He's got it. His first goal of the last quarter. Chase Jones has had so many opportunities and he's got his second. What a game he's playing tonight, Chase Jones. He had a brilliant game a couple of weeks ago. And tonight he's competing for his best game of his career. Great work on the ground there. Poor from Collingwood, really. No one was marking Chase Jones. Stepped between two players and kicked an easy goal, if you think about it. He's kicked two. And he loved it. Had 18 touches today, Chase Jones. And I like his kick. Had 14 kicks. He's always moving the ball forward. He's had 378 metres gained. That's big. He's had the last 4 scoring shots for the Crows. He's kicked 2-goal-2 in those. If he kicked all 4, this game would be over. There's still a chance here, Collingwood, but the Crows are definitely running with a lot more gas at the moment. Knocks it down. Dacos can't pick it up. Keys and Dacos been together all day. Side bottom just thumps it forward off the boot. Ginnivan takes the mark. Great mark in the end. He owes them one now. Goes inside the forward 50 now. Great kick on Ash Johnson on the lead. That's one of the best passages of play Collingwood have had all night going forward. And Ash Johnson, who's been incredibly quiet, has a chance to bring Collingwood back to within 16 points. Well, it shows what happens. Just thump it forward here in this game. Get it forward and Collingwood have a chance. So, Ash Johnson to kick Collingwood's first to the last. Comes in, trying to take a cool carbon breath. Kicks towards goal. It sits nicely and Collingwood get their first to the last. Pretty quick response. They're still in this. They caught back last week on Anzac Day. Off a 5-day turnaround, can they do it again? So, 18 minutes to go. There's still heaps of time. Hell, there could be a couple of lead changes. But at the moment, Collingwood down by 16. The Crows have been better tonight. I think they've been the better team. They probably deserve this win, but Collingwood have every chance of catching back. Ash Johnson only had the 4 touches today. That's his first goal. He's been quiet, but he could have his moment in the last. He's definitely not a high disposal getter on the ground, but he can definitely have his moments. For set shots tonight, the Crows have kicked 3 goals, 6 to Collingwood, 4 straight. So they do take their opportunities. Frampton in the ruck. Great tap. Straight down to Adams. Collingwood can go here. This is probably the cleanest clearance they've had all night. De Goey kicks it inside the forward 50. 3-on-2. Myercheck brings it to the ground. Bobby Hill can't keep it in. Rolls out of bounds. Forward pocket. Been quiet tonight. Myercheck grabbing at his wrist, I think. It looks like a wrist. He landed, I think, awkwardly. As he went up, he goes to ground. Oh, we won't see it. The replay doesn't show it. That's helpful. Anyway. Back in the ruck. Throws it in the umpire. Frampton wins it down. He's played well tonight. Goes to Dacos. He handballs it backwards. Not a very good handball. Laird off to Rankin. Gets tackled well there from Hoskin Elliott. Now Crisp. Breaks past Walker. Handballs it forward. Adams keeps it in. Over the top. Walker steals it away. Rolls out of bounds. Just outside 50 here for for Collingwood. Taylor Adams out last week with suspension. Back in this week. He's played pretty well tonight. Umpire throws it in now. Fuck hell, I'm tired. Riley O'Brien tries to win it down. Adams gets tackled well through that. Dacos gets it to Nick Dacos. Quick feet, gives it to Maynard. Maynard thumps it back inside the forward 50. 2-on-1. Up goes Bobby Hill uncontested. Takes a brilliant mark. Well, that was poor from the Crows. Bobby Hill being pretty well held all night, but found himself on his own in that kick inside the forward 50. Takes an uncontested mark and a chance to bring Collingwood back to within 10 points and have the Crows a little bit worried. Put them a bit nervy. He's kicked 1 point today, only had 5 touches, Bobby Hill. But again, he's kind of like Ash Johnson in the fact that he can have his moments, set the game alight. And Bobby Hill, to kick for goal, he's hooked it to the left and it's gone through for a point. Poor kick from Bobby Hill. Had a quiet night. Back to 15 points. So Brodie Smith from the defensive goal square. He gets his 15 metres and kicks it long. Almost a centre wing. 2-on-1 here for Dawson. He can't bring it down though. Darcy Moore gets the football. Drives it back in for Collingwood. 2-on-1. Duday thumps it down. Michael Annie does well. Back to Duday. Short little weird kick. And it rolls out of bounds. That on the full? Ooh, we got lucky there. Almost kicked it off the boot there, Shoal. But Collingwood, this is probably the most dominance they've had in this game so far, is right now. They've had 4 inside 50s for the Crows, 1 for the Collingwood, though. The unfortunate thing is the Crows kicked that 1 goal from that inside 50. Back in now. Frampton knocks it down. Mitchell, nice little handball. Josh Dacos kicks it inside the forward 50. Not the best kick, pretty shallow. Side bottom drops it. And now Brody Smith kicks it away. Only as far as Quaynor should mark and should drive it back in. Takes the mark on the wing. Kicks it out wide. Sure, that's a poor kick. I think it caught the line, though. No, it didn't. That's a really poor kick from Quaynor. And Chase Jones goes inside. Short, poor. Oh, he got lucky there, Dawson. So it'll be a free kick. It was there. Sorry, it wasn't a lucky because he got the free kick. It was just lucky because it was a poor kick from Chase Jones to him. But Dawson will have the free kick. So now, the Crows, will they try to hold this lead or will they keep on going? Goes along with the kick. Frampton goes up, takes a brilliant mark. One of his best games I've seen for his career, Billy Frampton, especially in the ruck. I've seen a few games of him in defence and he's played quite well there. But now goes out wide, finds Bobby Hill. Fogarty chases him down. Has a bit of toe, Darcy Fogarty. But he gives it out to Darcy Moore. If he gets it, he'll be fine. Gets it to Dacos, and Dacos turns around on the left with a poor one. And Michael Annie takes the mark. So Michael Annie has the football. Half back for the Crows. Doesn't have too many options, Michael Annie. Decides to go long down the wing. Up goes Maynard, takes a good mark. Hang on, it's a free kick to Darcy Fogarty here. No. It's a free kick to Darcy Moore. Oh, I don't know about that one, but anyway. Darcy Moore gets the free kick, goes along with the kick. Nice one. Finds Josh Dacos. He can go to Maynard here straight away. He does. Now Maynard has some space. Goes inside. Nice little kick. Finds Jamie Elliott. Was a dead eye last year. He's had some problems this year, so he goes in short. Finds DeGoey. Oh, that was 15. DeGoey takes the mark. Plays on. Goes for goal. Spare team lifted. DeGoey left it out. Maicha keeps it in, though. Duday. Nice little handball. Hinge. Gives it a handball across the ground. Chase Jones will be happy to take it out. No, he doesn't, but Duday will. That's very poor decision. I think that was relatively 15 metres, but anyway. They're inside the forward 50 now, Collingwood, with the stoppage. They haven't been very potent in this tonight, but they have been this year. Throws it in. Frampton can't win it down. Now Mitchell comes through, almost taken high, shouldered well. Now to go, he sockers it forward. Josh Dacos, he can finish, and he does! Great finish from Josh Dacos. I haven't talked a lot about him this year, Josh Dacos, but he's had a brilliant year. Been overshadowed by his brother. But a great finish there from Dacos. He's probably been the better of I think he's been better of the two brothers tonight, to be honest. They're coming, Collingwood. They're only 9 points down. They're right in this one. Right up in it into their eyeballs, really. Hey, hang on. How much has he done tonight? Has Maicha kicks 3 goals? I've hardly noticed him. Maybe he hasn't had that good a game, Josh Day. Oh, no, he has. He's had 24 touches. I think he's done very well. Nonetheless, I think even if Collingwood win, I don't know if they get anyone in the 3 votes. Josh Dacos had 25 touches. He's had a brilliant game, in my opinion. Kicks a nice goal there. Keeps Collingwood in it. Schonberg has came on the ground now. We'll find out now. Rory Laird has been subbed out of this game. What? Why? Rory Laird has been subbed out of this game. That is huge. He's been best on the ground. It doesn't look like an injury either. He looked okay. We'll have to wait. I'll let you guys know what happens. Or let me know if you know what happened. Anyway, Quaynor thumps it forward. Dawson runs past the ball to hit on Dacos. Does well to get back onto it. Taylor Adams tackles him. He's gone. Oh! He's got a free kick for high. Okay, sorry. I thought it was a ball up. So Dawson will get the free kick. Got a high one. I think it was from Dacos. Has the football, but doesn't really have many options, Dawson. He looks like he's just going to have to drive it long. That's what he does, an absolute mongrel punt. That's a shocker. And Collingwood can cause the turnover. Taylor Adams goes out wide with a shocking kick. Oh, Miller had dropped the mark, though. Bobby Hill puts on good pressure. Has the football, the little twinkle toes. Kicks a little check side kick, but a poor one. Jordan Butts takes the mark. So now Scholl has the football. This game's in a little bit of a standstill at the moment. He goes long with the kick. Riley O'Brien takes a good mark. He's been good tonight. Handballs it inside to Millerer. Millerer drives it inside the forward 50, but it's a poor one. And Sidebottom takes the mark. Sidebottom goes out wide. Good kick to Ginnivan. Markov goes for it. Goes for a run. He's going to be on his own here. That was poor from the Crows. Pedler let him go. And Markov's got some speed. Runs out on the wing here at Adelaide Oval. Goes inside with a kick. It's a good one. Finds Elliott. Now Jamie Elliott got a couple of options inside the forward 50. They're covered well though. The Crows got back nicely. So Jamie Elliott has a few moments. Doesn't really have many people to go to. He's not going to kick this distance. So he goes in short, finds Ginnivan, waiting for teammates to go up with him. The Crows currently have about 10 or 15, at least 12 defenders back. The Collingwood only have about... Oh, that's poor from the Crows. The Crows had about 12 defenders back, and Collingwood only had about 5 people forward. And Mitchell just drifted in and took a mark inside the forward 50. He will have to kick it from outside 50, though. And Tom Mitchell probably doesn't have the legs that he once did. He's had 25 touches today, though. Will he have the legs to kick, like in the last quarter? Will he have the legs to get it home from here? Tom Mitchell. Not a known goal kicker. He's kicked 3 goals from this position in his career. 5 behind. Tom Mitchell comes in. That's 50 metres. Oh, no. Goes long. Riley O'Brien stops it on the line. It rolls through for a behind. I thought I heard a whistle then. Sorry. But it goes through for a behind. Didn't make the distance. Who's subbed? Is it Saligo or Laird? So Saligo's been subbed out. Well, also, that's not as big, but it's still big. He's had a pretty good game. So Saligo has been subbed out of this game. I'm surprised. I thought it would have been Jordan Butts or Phil Thorpe. But anyway, through the back line now. Long kick, shocking one there from Millerer. Sidebottom just thumps it forward with a punch. It actually worked out well. Ginnivan comes around. Probably should have went the other way, but eventually gets it to Maynard. Now Maynard has some time. Kicks it inside the forward 50. Couple of options in the pocket. Up goes Mayanchik. Can't bring it down. And that's deliberate. Michael Annie. That had to be deliberate. Oh. He ran that out. He just walked over the line there, Michael Annie. He got very lucky. But Collingwood, probably the most influential quarter so far. Frampton wins it down, but Smith gets the football, feigns the handball, does nicely to fake out Ginnivan, thumps it long, Fogarty plays for the free. Great mark from Murphy! How is that not a free kick? How is that play on? Even if he did, he took the pole. It's a mark or eats. Oh, that's a ridiculous decision. He's taken him out of the play. He's taken him in the... You're an idiot, umpire. I'm not even a Collingwood fan. In fact, I don't like Collingwood at all. But that's a fucking free kick. And he's been hitting the... Oh. That's a ridiculous decision. That's a shocker. That should be a free kick to Collingwood. Murphy went back, took the mark. And Fogarty took him out. That should have been a free kick. Yes, he was watching the ball, but he just didn't hit... He didn't get any of the ball there either. Fuck, that's stupid. Anyway, back with the ball now. They're going to hit him here. No. Don't pay that! This is shocking umpiring. The reason why De Goey socketed that ball so poorly was because there was a player coming off the ground. That's the number 19 umpire. Whoever that is, he should be dropped. He's had 2 terrible decisions in a row there. The Crows have the football now. Goes long with the kick. O'Brien goes up, can't bring it down. Goes to Walker. Now Laird. Up goes Sidebottom, can't bring it down. Well done there from Murphy. Gets off the handball now to Dawson, who breaks past the tackle nicely. He went out of bounds there. Oh my God. I think that was out. But anyway, it's been turned over now. Noble has the football. So John Noble has the footy now. Goes in short, fires Quaynor. So Collingwood, down a player at the moment with Murphy off the ground. Noble goes for a bit of a run, gets the receiving handball. Goes down the wing. It's a poor one though. Really poor kick. I don't know about going to Ginnivan in a 2-on-1. So Butts comes across, takes the mark. Short to Schonberg. Just came on as the sub. Saligo has been subbed out of this game. Despite having a really good game, I don't know if there's an injury there for Saligo, but nonetheless, he played well. Walker tries to bring it down. Johnson comes through, gets tackled nicely from Laird. Gets tackled well from Dawson. That should be gone. Does nicely there, Dawson, to get that second tackle. And the Crows have the free kick. Unlucky there from Johnson. He tried to break away, but it was great pressure from the Crows. So Dawson drives it inside the forward 50 now for the Crows. They've done this all night, and I don't know if it's worked. Goes long with the kick. Lockie Murphy gets tackled well from Mitchell. It'll be a ball up here inside the forward 50 for the Crows. Big stoppage here. If the Crows get one, it almost says goodnight for the Collingwood. But if they can't get one, Collingwood are still in this. Back in the ruck. Walker almost pushes Johnson in the face. Adams gets taken pretty high. Sloan, he almost threw that out there as well. Now the Crows get over it. Jones can't pick it up. Phil Thorpe, big ball up. Players are getting very tense now. So it was Taylor Adams who nearly threw it, not Sloan. So back in the ruck again. Johnson and Walker. Walker's dangerous in this situation. Knocks it out. Phil Thorpe grabs it. He's got one hand free. Doesn't do much with it. Be another ball up. We had a lot of repeated stoppages in the Crows forward line tonight. Not many teams have been able to take advantage from it, but Walker against Johnson, you take him every chance. Knocks it out to Rankin. Rankin breaks past one tackle. He's taken out of bounds. Well on Quaynor. Quaynor almost gets taken out of there by Rankin. Rankin hasn't done much tonight. He's been very quiet. He's had a couple of poor moments as well. Umpire throws it in now. Walker takes it out of the ruck. Take it well. Be a ball up. Another throw up again. Walker wins it down. Sloan runs through, barges with the head. Umpire calls play on. DeGoey has some time. Gets the ball, kicks it out long. Long to the centre of the ground. Murray does well to bring it to ground. McQuarrie in a 3, and he left it behind. That was poor. Schonberg takes the football, kicks it out wide. That wasn't a very good kick. Will this be deliberate? It wasn't. It was never going to be deliberate, but it was a poor one. So 8 minutes to go in this last quarter. The Crows lead by 8 points. So O'Brien's in the ruck now against the second ruckman for Collingwood in Johnson. He can take advantage. He takes it out of the ruck but drops it immediately. Sloan ducks the head. Handballs it. Goes to the boundary. That'll be another ball in. So Frampton's trying to get on at the moment to try and take the ruck roll back, but he can't get on at the moment. Too many stoppages. He's standing there looking to get on. Craig McRae in the back, trying to get some talking to his players. Riley O'Brien again takes it out of the ruck, almost threw that out. Sloan gets onto it, drags it in. He's going to be in trouble here if he can't get it out. He is. He's gone. Holding the ball, Rory Sloan. Free kick to Collingwood. Mitchell immediately gives it. Josh Dacos had a pretty good night. Goes out wide, looking for some space. Elliott does nicely, almost takes the mark. Pedler breaks past one tackle, gets the handball out. Schonberg back to Keys, has some time. Good play there from Keys. Finds Rory Sloan on his own. He could go. Oh, Jack Crisp did nicely to cut him off. Goes in short though. Finds Lockie Murphy. He's got Phil Thorpe out the back. Phil Thorpe still on his own. Goes to the top of the goal square. 3 Collingwood players running back. Phil Thorpe goes up. Great ball from Maynard. Thumps it through for a behind. Up by 9 points to the Crows, but Collingwood still every chance. Oh, fuck, missed it. So Maynard goes in short. Poor kick, though. Darcy Moore. He's got a free kick, though. Oh! It's against Darcy Moore. Free kick for Pedler. The crowd thought it was a free kick to Collingwood and booed. But it's actually a free kick to Pedler. He's had a pretty good night, Luke Pedler. He's kicked 2 goals too. I don't know what that free kick was for, but I guess it was a little bit high. So Luke Pedler to almost shut the gate. Comes out to the left. Kicks towards goal. It's missed terribly. Won't even make the distance. Up goes Crisp. Gets thumped from behind. That will be a free kick. So Crisp has the ball. In defensive 50 now. Collingwood, if they want to win this game, they got to score now. Maynard takes the mark. They've still got 6 minutes, but this game has been hard to score goals. They're worth their weight in gold. Goes immediately. Great handball from Elliott. Markov has the football on the wing. Goes long. Elliott. Bobby Hill just stopped. That was poor. But he gets onto it. He's on the ball now, Bobby Hill. Gives over the handball. It's a weird handball, though. Why would you go to my check in a one-on-one with a handball? Now Myercheck and Butts fight for the football. Myercheck still has it. Thumps it up. I don't think it's gone 15. It has it. Bobby Hill goes up. Can't take the mark. Now Murray handles it to ground. Does nicely. Duday to Schonberg. Schonberg's been good since he's came on. Poor kick though. Elliott takes the mark. That should be 50. Laird doesn't get it. Play on. Quaynor goes. Rumbles the football. Rankin can't tackle him. Markov breaks through. Former Tiger and Gold Coast player goes long to the top of the goal square. Riley O'Brien comes back. Thump through for a point. This game's still on a knife's edge. 8 points the difference. Goes through for a point. That was a poor play there from Markov, honestly, in the end. He should have done better. So there's 8 points the difference. The Crows lead by the 8 behind, so they kicked earlier in the game when they were kicking poorly. Dawson goes out towards the defensive, towards the boundary. Chase Jones did nicely, but it rolls out in the end. Just over 5 minutes to play. Saved the best game of the round till last, I believe. Actually, you know what? This one's got GWS game. Despite us losing, we still played. It was still a good game. This game's been very good as well. Another player that needs to get to this last quarter is Nick Dacos. Hardly touched it. Schonberg just thumps it away. He's gone there to go. Great tackle there from Len. Doesn't get a free kick. That was terrible. Sloan can't get there. Thump forward there from Rankin. Taylor Walker gets taken out by 2 pies. The crowd getting into it now for the Crows. They're trying to wheel their team home. 8 points the difference. 5 minutes to go. This game is a big game for both clubs. Collingwood could almost get equal top if they win tonight. O'Brien knocks it down. Dacos gets the clearance though for Collingwood. Sockers it forward. McQuarrie sockers it again. Adams got to do the same. He gets pushed under it. Almost should have got a free kick. Dacos sockers it forward again. Does nicely there. Duday gives off the handball to Murray. Great smother there from Nick Dacos. Finally gets into this last quarter. Does some brilliant things there. Hasn't done much, Nick Dacos, in the final quarter, but that was brilliant. 2 sockers off the ground, and then a great smother. Keeps Collingwood inside their forward 50. Still time in this game for Collingwood. Umpire throws it in. O'Brien thumps it away. Only as far as Josh Dacos. He'd like one here, Josh. He's hooked it. Gone out on the fall. Good pressure from the Crows to knock him over. So he couldn't get a clean kick on it. So Duday will take the kick. 4.5 minutes to go. So Duday has the football. Goes long down the wing. Riley O'Brien won't get there. Maynard did nicely but couldn't take the mark. Josh Dacos, nice handball. Mitchell thumps it back inside. Dawson goes back. Can't bring it down. Johnson gets taken high. That'll be a free kick. Surely! Oh! This umpiring has been fucking dreadful. How is that not a free kick? That was fucking dreadful. That was clearly high. Oh, fucking hell. So Dawson has the football now coming out of the back pocket. Goes long with the kick. Good kick, finds Fogarty. Collingwood have not got the rub of the green in this last quarter. Jesus Christ. Long kick. 1-on-1. Walker almost took the mark in the end. It goes to ground and rolls out of bounds. So Frampton can't win it down. Sloan does nicely to soccer it forward. Goes onto it there, Fogarty, but can't bring it with him. Oh, he's almost dragged that in there. This could be in trouble. He couldn't get it out. Eventually gets out of there. Gets tackled well there. I think it's crisp and it'll be a ball up. Just under 4 minutes to go. 7 points the difference. Could we see another draw to this? The second draw of the season, I think it would be. Yeah, it'd be the second draw of the season. Umpire throws it up. Frampton, great knockdown. Josh Dacos just tumbles it forward. McQuarrie tries to tap it forward as well. Millerer taps towards the boundary. Ginnivan takes it out with him. It'll be another ball in. Been a lot of stoppages in this last quarter. So 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. 7 points the difference to the Crows' lead. They've been brilliant all night, but Collingwood have been able to stay with them all night as well. Can Collingwood steal this one? Back in the ruck. O'Brien misses it. Frampton does well. Taps it down to Dacos. He gives off the handball. Bo McQuarrie tries to thump it 60 metres. Doesn't get anywhere near it. O'Brien gets it out. Now Murphy gets tackled. That may have been a little bit of an evener up, but that was pretty high as well against Chase Jones, in fact. But the umpire doesn't call it. Umpire throws it up again. O'Brien knocks it down. Schonberg gives out the handball. To no one in particular. Ginnivan runs through, misses it. De Goey was pretty clean. He doesn't get out. Markov just sockers it forward, gets off the rebound from Miller, and Ginnivan kicks it up in the air. It's gone about 5 metres actually. The ball gets thumped away. Noble has time, breaks past Sloan, kicks towards goal. John Noble to get Collingwood hope. I've kicked it. This game's going to be a brilliant one. What a finish from John Noble. Gives Collingwood hope. This game has been brilliant, and this game's going to go right to the final second. John Noble's had an up and down night. But what a finish. What a game of footy. Nick Dacos has hardly seen it, but Josh Dacos has had a brilliant last quarter. And then John Noble runs in and kicks a brilliant goal. They're right in this one. Into it with their eyeballs. And John Noble kicks a brilliant goal. 1 point difference. Collingwood, probably one of the premiership favourites, getting tested probably the biggest part of this year. And they're right in it. Craig McRae was happy about it. Still just under 3 minutes to go. There is heaps of time in this ball game. And the umpire ready to set it up. Throw the ball up, dude. Or bounce it. He bounces it down. O'Brien wins it down. Sloan tries to get a quick clearance. He does well. Rochelle being quiet in the last quarter. Gets tackled with it. Drop the football. Noble knocks it out. Adams does well. Nick Dacos was clean. Gives it out to De Goey. De Goey has time. Over the top to Josh Dacos. Probably been the best in the last quarter. Could he finish it for Collingwood? He left it out to the right. In fact, he's missed it all. Poor kick from Josh Dacos. They've still got heaps of time, but that should have been at least a score. Would have bring it level. Collingwood have been behind all night, but the Crows have not put them away. They've kicked 7 goals, 16, and they still have kept Collingwood in this game. Across comes Darcy Moore. From about 50 metres, he saw that ball coming, and he just stole it. So Darcy Moore now. Still 2 minutes to go. Collingwood don't have to rush it. They just have heaps of time. Darcy Moore kicks it long. Again, to a big pack of players. Up goes Myercheck, can't bring it down. Hinge gets out the back. Dawson runs to the boundary, handballs it out to Murphy, and he was out of bounds. It must have been Murphy. This game is going to be right down to the final second. 2 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Who can win this one? Who's going to be more clean? Who's going to be the more quality moment? We've already seen Josh Dacos have a chance, and he blew his lines. Back in the ruck. Frampton and O'Brien been going all night. Side bottom, always quality. Kicks it towards goal. It bounces, it bumps. And well done there from Ash Johnson. Just thumps it through for a behind. Actually, I thought it was a smart decision. He knocked it through for a point. It brings it all square. Who can get a point and win this game? 58-58. They've not been able to break clear, the Crows. Collingwood have stayed with them all night. Under 2 minutes, Dawson goes to the wing. It's going to tightrope the boundary. Chase Jones misses it, rolls out of bounds. Can Collingwood steal the victory here? The Crows have been in front all night. There's not much the coaches can do now. It's all up to the players on the field. Umpire throws it in. In the ruck, both of them hold each other. Play onto the call. Rankin comes through. Gets out the handball to Keys. Now the Crows have some space. Laird to Rankin. Finally has a few good touches. Good kick and finds Fogarty. The Crows can go forward now. Minute and a half to go. It kicks it long. It's a good kick. Schonberg can't take the mark. Great work from Hoskin Elliott to get there. Quaynor handballs it forward and Mitchell comes over the line. Desperation from both clubs. It's been a brilliant game of footy. 1 minute and 24 seconds to go. I know I keep on mentioning the time, but I'm sure you guys want to know. So there's only a couple of minutes. There's only 1.5 minutes to go. Both clubs been brilliant tonight. The Crows probably should have taken their chances, but Collingwood have been brilliant. Umpire throws it in. Frampton knocks it out the back. Markov, good handball. Now Mitchell kicks it forward. Bat on the wing. Long kick. Good spoil from behind there from Myercheck. McQuarrie tries to sock it off the ground. He can't. Now Elliott leaves it behind. Eventually does get the handball off to Crisp. He does nicely. Breaks past the teammate. He kicks it inside. Hoskin Elliott is all on his own. He's about 80 out from goal. Kicks it long. It's a long kick. Side bottom. Takes it! The class of steel side bottom gets there. There's 53 seconds on the clock. Even if he kicks it, there will still be time for the Crows in the clearance. But they won't win the game if he kicks it. This is a hard kick. He's right in the pocket. It's not even a guarantee he can kick this goal. He's about 35, 40 out. 60, 70 degree angle here. He's giving a little bit of a smirk. I think he's pretty excited about this. Steel side bottom. To give Collingwood a massive win. He comes in. Steel side bottom. He's left it to the right. It's a point. They take the lead with 23 seconds to go. Can the Crows go coast to coast? So the Crows go out wide. Long kick. Rochelle keeps it in. Good handball. Jones. He has time. There's a player over the top. Rankin. It goes to Rochelle. Rochelle kicks it forward. It's going to go to Moore. Collingwood are going to win. Collingwood have stole victory out of jaws of defeat. What a massive win for Collingwood. What a win. The premiership favourites have stolen defeat, have stolen this win from the Crows. They've been behind all night and they've stolen this victory from the Crows. They were gallant, the Crows, but they've fallen at the final step. Steel side bottom hits the winning point. What a massive win. And the Collingwood fans are giving it to the Crows fans. I don't know about that, but the Crows have lost this one, and they would have thought they should have won it. They've had so many opportunities in this game. They only have themselves to blame. But Collingwood sit on top of the ladder in a massive win against the Crows. The final scores, 6 goals, 16, 58. Hang on, let's stop at the top. So the Crows, final score, 7 goals, 16, 58. To the Collingwood Magpies, 8 goals, 11, 59. What a massive win by Collingwood. Can you believe it? What a massive win. Alright, I'm just going to bring up the statistics now. Alright guys, so the final statistics on the ground, we have the top disposal getter on the ground, Josh Dacos. I think he was brilliant in the last quarter. Arguably kept them in this game and arguably got them the win. Jordan Dawson, probably one of the best for the Crows. He got 30 touches. Tom Mitchell with the 29 along with Laird. And finally, Nick Dacos rounds out the top 5 disposal getters with 26. And then the fantasy watchers out there, Dawson led the all-comers with the 116. Laird with 110, was very quiet in the last quarter, needed to lift. John Noble, Tom Mitchell, and Josh Dacos all with 100 to round out the top 5. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching the stream today. It was a really good one, really good game. I mean, the Crows, they missed their opportunities. They should have taken them. They should have won this game. But overall, I don't think they'd be too disappointed. I mean, they'd be disappointed, but they didn't lose any fans today. They played a brilliant game of footy. They just didn't convert when they should have. But in the end, guys, Collingwood go home with a massive win. They win by 1 point in a massive game in Adelaide over to round out round 7. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream, but that's all from me, so I'll catch you all later.